And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Phoenix, Arizona, the start of this year's playoffs for Blazing Pedals, the NextGen series. A lot of racing has happened to this point, and now we have 16, well, we'll get to that in a minute, 16 drivers vying for the championship. My name is Chris, and with me tonight, Tanner Marr, helping me drop the hammer here at Phoenix.
We are indeed, and like you said, we're playoff racing. It's all built up to this moment. This is the start of the playoff. It's the round of 16. So after this race and two more races, there's only going to be 12 drivers left. So it all starts here tonight out in the desert at this mile oval in Phoenix.
Stage racing tonight, lap number 38. And lap number 76 going to be our two stage stops, and then we race all the way to lap 188. Interesting rule change that happened just after last week. And, well, Tanner, why don't you talk about that? It was an admin decision, I think.
It was. So all season long, we've been watching the tire strategies and fuel strategies that we're seeing, or lack of seeing, really, throughout the season. And the drivers have been vocal about it, so we finally decided, hey, let's put it to a vote. The playoffs are beginning. That can be the great starting point for it. And we voted, and it happened. And the one thing I'm happy about is the drivers seem happy about it. I haven't talked to one driver that has kind of pixnated the idea at all. Most drivers have been pretty much on board with it.
So the biggest thing that I noticed was one less set of tires. What else is going involved? You know, what else is involved with the changes that have been made?
So you mentioned one of them, right? That's the big one. That's the thing that most drivers are going to notice. One less set of tires on the pit road. Another big change, it's only 60% fuel. So meaning, I think these cars could have held, 22 gallons before. Now they can only hold 60% of that. I'm not a math whiz, but I'd say it's probably around 13 gallons that these cars can hold. So you're looking at about 8 to 9 less gallons than what the cars normally held in fuel. So that means more pit stops. So this opens the door for more strategy.
Well, either way, it sounds like about 40% less. But yeah, so there it is. Some big changes. Now, getting back to something I said at the kickoff, it is supposed to be the top 16 drivers getting into the playoffs. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be missing one of those drivers. None other than Jamie Walker, who, let's face it, again, something getting in his way of a championship here. I just hope that, you know, the work change is something good for him, something that he really wanted, and will help benefit him and his family going forward. That's my major hope. Otherwise, I really am going to miss seeing him on track.
I second that. I absolutely second that. When I heard the news on Race Chatter, so Race Chatter this morning, I picked Jamie as my TSP pick'em of the week, right? Because it all reset for the playoffs. And that's when Corey let me know that he probably isn't racing anymore. So that's when I learned the news. I hate that, though, for Jamie, because he is always one that I want to see finally hoist up that BPL championship.
Yeah, let's get into it real quick. Who are the top 16 drivers? Oh, that's not the one. Who are the top 16 drivers that we have to choose from? Let's get that up here. There they are. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Carroll comes in on top. Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom, Jamie Walker. Unfortunately, again, he will not be a part of the conversation going forward. Dalton Kilroe, Ty Morosco, Rick Thompson, Chris Berg, Corey Sherman, Brian Dees, Larry Bell, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, I'm trying to change his name on him, John Perkins, Dustin Ping, Amanda Sherman, and Philip Van Vliet. That is your top 16. As we get ready to go qualifying, you'll be able to see those guys out on track. They did something really nice to make it a little bit easier to spot them out. You're going to see a red banner or red spoiler on the cars that are in that top 16. Rick Thompson getting ready to come out qualifying. He's the first one to step foot on track here for qualifying. Practice showed me a couple of different things. This car likes to be tight. And it is definitely no change here. Up into the wall, many cars have gone. They've gotten their stripes hopefully out of the way. So we got 188 laps of racing, really good racing coming your way. Chris Carroll out on track, and we are watching him right now. And then switching automatically. Oh, well, yeah, it'll do that if I let it. How about this? Rick Thompson, he spins after lap number 2, so his lap 2 is going to be done. Ty Morosco out on track.
Qualifying here tonight. I know it's a long race, right? 188 laps, but very hard to pass at Phoenix. Qualifying is the most important right now.
Yeah. Look, you gotta qualify well. This is a very tough track, and oh my goodness, Tom Morosco goes around. He wasn't even half a lap done before he went around. Chris Carroll out there trying to show everybody how to get around this thing. Right now, fastest car on track, but even he is getting, oh my goodness. Do you see the rear end of that thing?
Not happy. I haven't seen a happy one yet.
No, it just wanted to come around. There it is. Across the stripes in some sort of fashion. Chris Carroll, 27.66. Believe it or not, his last lap was his best lap. It actually tied. So his second lap was going to be faster. Unfortunately, couldn't get around this thing. Ty Morosco is back out there, ready to try it again. Lap 1 is complete. Going to set up for long lap 2. Down into the dog leg he goes, and that's another kind of hitch that we have to watch out for tonight. That dog leg can certainly be dangerous. Ty backing it down pretty good for that corner. Just trying to get a qualifying lap in, and that's smart. You got to have one. Up on the gas he goes one more time. Ty Morosco. Hell of a good lap. Number 2 on the speed charts, 27.76. Hunter Lagunas all done with his time. Dustin Ping will pick up with him. He's halfway through lap number 1. Dylan Banks picks up a great lap number 2 out of nowhere. 27.73 for Banks. Ping up to 6th quickest. So Banks just 6/100ths of a second off from Chris Carroll. Sam Lawson on track. Dalton Kilrow on track, just starting his. Lawson's a lap and a half in. Dustin Ping finishes his second lap at 27.88. Good enough for that 6th place starting spot. Dalton Kilrow on track, trying to see what the 41 can do. And I'll tell you, he had a tough practice. And some of the stuff I was watching, that car was not happy. Some of it may have been the weather. When I checked in during practice, track temperature 98 degrees right now. It has cooled down to 92, which is actually a lot better.
It is. It doesn't sound like it if you don't race, but that's a lot. That's a lot. The tracks will have a lot more grip in it, or theoretically it should have more grip in it right now.
Oh,
I just
right
look at it, it goes around.
And his lap time's good enough only for 12 spots. So Kilrow still has some work to do to figure out Phoenix.
These guys and lady tonight, they are just on that razor's edge.
%60 fuel, Tanner. That's going to be less weight in the rear of these cars.
I'm glad you went to that because I was going to ask you at some point tonight how would that affect the way the car feels?
Well, less weight, in theory, is going to make these things rotate better than they typically would. We'll see. I mean, we've already seen some guys spin. I wonder if that is a direct causation and correlation with the 60% fuel.
I would say that'd be a good guess. That'd be right there, probably on the money. Because, I mean, you're seeing it. I'm just going through the field here, just looking at multiple guys. And John Perkins, he's facing the wrong way right now in qual. And we've seen some issues out of our heavy hitters. And those are drivers that don't normally have a problem. And they're having problems. So it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
Let's see. Racing fuel, off the top of my head, is about 6 pounds per gallon. So if we can figure out what the gallons difference is, we can figure out what the weight difference is. And that changes the setup quite a bit. Believe it or not, it's kind of crazy. Gail, how are you tonight? I hope everything's going well over there in New York for you.
Absolutely. Hi, Gail. Hi, Gail and Richie. Hi, Miss Lori. And hi, Miss Connie, if you're out there yet. Well, note, while I was going through the field, Corey Sherman also had an issue, but luckily for him, he did not cross the line. He got that car slowed down, so now he's coming back out. Going to reset and try again as he crosses start finish line. That dog leg tonight, you mentioned, it's going to be a trouble area for sure. Look how aggressive it is. We'll just watch them cars go over the dog leg. Just the transition is insane.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go into nighttime, it looks like, as the sun is starting to set here tonight. And, you know, this is one of Corey's favorite tracks. Not mine, but one of Corey's. And I've been watching him here during practice. He seems a little off, and I know that he's been practicing this week.
I love this track. I'm a sucker for Phoenix. I love all short tracks, right? All the ones that NASCAR visit, but I love Phoenix.
You can take this one right off the schedule as far as I'm concerned, both in game and in real life. I don't really care. This is New Hampshire.
No, I will 100% get behind you with New Hampshire. But just checking the stats, looks like Corey Sherman finished 8th here last season in the Xfinity car. He started 7th, finished 8th, so he definitely has proven he has decent speed here. Before, with that qualifying effort, it looks like he's going to be starting 6th here tonight as it stands currently.
Well, here in BPL, yeah, you're right. That's about where he finishes, but I know that he's got wins here at this track. Mark Arthur rips off a pretty good qual. 6th spot here so far. Cody Heinzman on top of the leaderboard. Philip Van Vliet just finishing up his, the lone Dutchman, fast enough for 17th position. Brian D's done with his, and we'll call him 19th quickest.
Touching back with Corey Sherman, your teammate, Mr. Cody Heisman, picked Corey Sherman for tonight's Race Chatter Pick'em of the week.
Yeah,
just because Corey, he did say, he said he knew Corey has been good here in the past.
Yeah. Chad Wilson out here. I think this is, oh, don't correct me too bad if I'm wrong, but I think this is race number 2 for him. He started a few weeks ago. Haven't really seen much of him since, and now tonight back for Phoenix.
He hasn't raced very much at all because, unfortunately, when I think of Chad, I think about the restart, right? So it tells me he hasn't raced a lot and had a whole lot of more moments other than that, but I know he's somebody that's really fast.
Race number 3. Okay, I was off by 1. Thanks, Cody.
I was going to say, without even looking at the chat, I feel like Cody told you. And, ooh, big moment for Chad there out of turn 2.
Plenty of talent. Just doesn't seem to be adapting to the car as well as some others so far. And I will throw that out there, so far. There's 3 drivers yet to come out and qualify. Eric Blunt, Fred Thompson, Mike Massengill, but it doesn't matter because qualifying is done. It's one of my favorite moments.
That's a championship front row right there. That's
boy.
insane.
It really is. Let's go through the grid if we can get it to do what it's supposed to do. There it is, sitting on top, the pole winner here tonight. It's going to be out of TNA Motorsports. It's the 51 of Cody Heinzman. To his outside, the 99 Pit Lizard Performance car, driven by Chris Carroll. Starting inside row number 3, the DJR, number 48 of Dylan Banks. Outside row 2, it's the MFRD number 1, driven by Ty Morosco. Inside row number 3, it's going to be the 87 of Austin Edstrom. Mark Arthur picking up a 6th starting spot in his number 12, a Barbie car. Starting in the 7th spot tonight out of TNA Motorsports, it's the 3, driven by Corey Sherman. To his outside, the 10 from MFRD, it is Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Speed Mafia's own number 33, driven by John Perkins, going to pick up an inside row number 5 starting spot. To his outside, Speed Mafia's number 76 of Rick Thompson. The Ping Precision Racing number 81, driven by Dustin Ping, going to start 11th on the field, and in 12th tonight, the 5 Kings Motorsports number 24, driven by Sam Lawson. Starting in the 13th spot, it's the double lot of Gordon Larson Jr. To his outside, it's going to be the 66 of Chris Berg. Starting 15th on the field tonight, going to be the 28 USA Firearms Machine, driven by Brian Zimmerman. To his outside, it's going to be the 27 of Hunter Lagunas. Starting in 17th spot, it's going to be Chad Wilson. To his outside, TNA Motorsports driver, the 89, Philip Van Vliet. Larry Bell, Brian Dees, Amanda Sherman, Dalton Kilrow, Eric Blomp, Fred Thompson, and Mike Massengill. Going to round out the field as we get ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. 188 laps as Cody Heinzman leads him to the Geico start zone for the first time. We're under green. On the backstretch, Cody Heinzman leading the way. Drivers are starting to go single file all the way back to, well, the number 12 of Mark Arthur. Mark working the outside. Inside of him going to be the 76. They straighten that out now. Gone single file. Got to go back to the 33 of John Perkins to find a double file run right now. Couple of different lines being employed, like Sam Lawson right now working the inside of the 12. Arthur did not get the start he wanted. He's already down 4 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's stuck on the outside, no place to go. And now John Perkins may be looking 3 wide.
Look at the cars just fan out at that dog leg, just trying to get any bit of real estate they can. But yes, Mark Arthur in the 12, currently going backwards, almost 3 wide there in 1 and 2 here at Phoenix.
Chris Berg doing a hell of a job staying off the back bumper of the 33 of John Perkins there. Sure, he was on the brakes to make that move happen. Oh, the 12 gets really tight, way up towards the wall. He is going backwards.
I'm starting to think it's by design, Chris. I think we got that 1 less set of tires. I believe we're seeing the 12 car trying to save a little bit of tires here, just willingly falling back.
Ooh, that's a possibility. Up front, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of drivers that aren't saving anything. That's the 51, the 99, the 48. Hell, we'll throw in the 87 for fun. Dylan Banks with a new paint scheme. Look at that thing.
A sick paint scheme. I love that.
Austin Edstrom working the outside of Banks right now. Couldn't quite get there that time by.
Banks washes up the track though right there in turn 2. Not able to pick up on it is the 87. This track always confuses me, Chris, on which side of the track we're on, because it used to be one way and now it's completely opposite in regards to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about this track. I got plenty to say about this track. I don't like it.
I love it for the real life restarts. I do love it for that.
All right. I mean, to each their own. Dalton Kilroe didn't qualify very well, but he's already worked his way back up to the 16th spot. He's up 6 since the drop of the green flag. Kilroe slowly working his way forward. And I think, you know, I'm going to give it to you. I think you're absolutely right about Mark Arthur. He is down 12. The only way that I can possibly see him doing that is on purpose. So, yeah, I'm going to go. He's doing it on purpose.
Another driver of note that might be doing the same strat, Sam Lawson. He's down 10 spots. A while ago, we were talking about him making a pass over Mark, and now he's actually behind him and down 10 spots. So I don't know if something happened to the 24 or if he's doing what he's seeing the 12 car do.
Well, I'm not going to call out strategy. All right, yes, I am. But if you notice, the 24 is using a good portion of the track, and that's just to try and help save tires. I like it. It's a good call.
It's a long game. It's a long game for him. Now, Chris, I mean, I guess the only thing you cannot afford to do, you just don't want to go a lap down, right? So no matter how slow you are this first stage, just don't lose a lap and you're good.
That's right. Cody Hines been up top. Chris Carroll, Dylan Banks, your top 3. The 87 of Austin Edstrom might be starting to get a little racy. He dives down low. Not able to get to Dylan Banks that time, but the 87 may want to be in the top 3.
Edstrom's definitely a driver I can say he goes 110% almost by lap. I mean, just lap after lap. So I can guarantee he wants to get by Dylan Banks and start working on the 99 if he can. It's just so hard to pass though, right? We're seeing it here. It's just hard to pass. It's follow the leader for a little bit here at Phoenix until the driver in front of you either willingly gives it up or makes a mistake.
Edstrom, I've heard tale that Edstrom will run 110% even on the pace laps. He just lets it fly.
He definitely goes 110% down pit road when he's behind his teammate.
That's true.
I love it, though. I do love it.
Edstrom looking top side, bottom side. He's trying to find a way around that 48. Let's go a little further back in the back. Looking in on Dustin Ping. He's doing battle with Rick Thompson just in front of him. Thompson got a run on the 1 car. That's Ty Morosco. Ty losing 2. As Ping and Rick Thompson able to get around him. Now Ping down on the bottom side. Going to make the pass on the 76 as well. Way down on that dog leg.
But look at RT76, though. Fight on that outside lane. Not just going to give it up. Roll over here. But I believe that's all she wrote right here, Chris, as the 81 gets clear of the 76.
Check in on the Priority Auto 802 Batty Savage Edge number 3. Last lap, never lift. That's what it says on the bag bumper. And that's exactly what Corey needs to be able to do tonight. He really needs to try and run a string of races like he hasn't done all season in this championship round. TNA as a team has got a pretty good opportunity here. They've got a few drivers 4, in fact, in the championship hunt. I think that's about the best season that TNA's ever had, so good on the team to make that happen. Of course, MFRD is in there and a couple of other teams too, but I can confidently say it's never happened with TNA before.
It's a TNA party in the playoffs. It definitely is.
Leading the way, speaking of TNA, it's Cody Heinzman still with a pretty good sized lead, just a half a second over Chris Carroll. And then we got to go back a little bit further to see the battle going on for third spot. Edstrom to the outside, may have touched the wall, but got the pass. He has been working that for about 17 laps. Like, no joke.
No kidding. No kidding. He really has. But you saw once he got to the outside of 48, wasn't a whole lot 48 could really do. So, although the low line is fast and it looks like the preferred lane when they're just single file, that outside lane, you can just hold that guy down on the low line and actually complete the pass.
Tanner, Constance checking in on you.
Hi, Miss Connie, and thank you for that. Thank you. She's improving. Just got an update from Mom that she is improving. Level's still not great, but the doctors are encouraged, is what the text message just read. So thank you for that.
Good to hear.
Thank you, Chris. And Miss Connie, hope you had a good weekend. Lori, I don't know if I told you earlier. I hope you had a good weekend. Felt great here. Chris, I'm sure it felt great up there, too.
Yeah, it's been kind of a whirlwind up here. The last 3 real-life races definitely have been a whirlwind, but just a couple more to go, and then I can kind of put that car to bed and let it sleep over the winter.
But I'm happy to announce it's going to sleep over the winter as a race winner.
Yes, it is.
Got the race win last time, so congratulations. I told you off air, but I'll tell you on air as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that. A lot of hard work going into putting that car on victory lane after it was destroyed just 3 weeks prior. Oh, Chris Carroll having an issue. Chris Carroll was able to gather it up, but back to the 4th spot he goes, and maybe more, as he went sideways.
And Chris, you coined it earlier, making the tires mad. And this is a track you don't want to make them mad at because you never really get a chance to cool them off.
Now, the thing is now is you don't have a choice. I mean,
got to back it down.
You got to back it down. Luckily for Chris, he can back it down and still be faster than half the field, it seems like. But, you know, this is what happens. And now we don't have a set of tires that you can just throw on there. You got to wait until you used them all up. Well, you keep doing stuff like that, you use them up even quicker.
The entire pit game, we're going to call it, changed going into this race. Taking that one set of tires away and also limiting the fuel. I mean, it's going to really change how the game's played when it comes to pit strategy. Tell you what, Chris, Cody Heinzman loving what happened with Chris Carroll as a competitor because that allowed him to basically have nothing but comfort behind him. Edstrom's mini car links back, but I am starting to notice something out the 51's windshield. We do have lap traffic starting to creep up ahead of him.
Yeah, it's coming, and the other thing that I'm starting to notice is either Edstrom is picking it up or Heinzman is backing it down a little bit, one way or the other. But those cars are starting to get a little bit closer together. I think Heinzman's doing exactly what he needs to do to try and settle those tires in and make sure he's got them for another run, maybe.
I do too. That's one of the smartest guys off the track and on the track. I can almost guarantee he's backed it down a little bit to save those tires.
About 13 laps to go before we find ourselves under the first scheduled caution, as Fred Thompson going to be the first driver to go a lap down here at Phoenix. Fred, the elder statesman here in BPL, going to keep it up high and stay out of the way of our race leaders. Edstrom a little slow getting around Fred, and that is costing him some time on track. Goes from a second to 1.25 and more. Edstrom really had a hard time, and Fred was just going around the top side trying to stay out of the way. So,
Caution on the speedway.
Kind of proves out just what you were saying. Oh, man.
And it's the governor, maybe. Or it could be Party Boy, depending on how this crash looks. I haven't saw it yet, but it's him.
Sam Lawson, you think? Let's go back.
I may have lied. I don't see anything happen with him.
Oh, there it is. He went sideways, and that may have been... Oh! Yeah, that may have been enough to draw it out.
Does he stop on track or something? Oh,
no.
Oh, he's going to overcorrect. Oh, no?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, that's pretty safe, actually, by him.
Yeah,
I mean, I wanted to poke fun at him, right? But he saved the car. I can't poke fun at that. Good save. But now, I wonder, what damage did he do to those tires?
Well, that's it, right? Cody Heinzman opting to come down pit road. I think this will probably be a fuel-only stop. We're going to keep an eye on it just to kind of see. This is a thing. New strategies, and I'm not really sure how they're going to play it out.
I'm clueless here. I'm clueless.
I mean, in my head, it's double stint the first two, and then pretend like it was the old rules, right? But fuel. Speaking of fuel, fuel only for the 51, and he's back out on track.
If I'm somebody that was running, say, about 6th, 7th, 8th, would it be worth it taking tires at the end of this stage and just trying to put people a lap down? Or is that too risky of a call to make this early in the race?
I think it's pretty risky to make, and then, well, here's the thing: what we don't know, cautions. Cautions are going to happen tonight. Just don't know how many. And in my head, I'm saying just be careful, save your equipment. We got a plan on paper. Let's just stick to the plan on paper, and kind of go from there. Sam checking in on chat. Sam, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Caught that end of the race there on Tuesday night with Cyber Thunder. That was amazing. Guys, if you haven't seen it, go back right here on True Sim Productions. Do yourself a favor and watch, like, I don't know, the last 3 laps or so. That's all you really need to kind of get an idea of how the race was going. Well, what a finish it was. My Lord, was it awesome.
I wrote Cody and Tom and said those, like, basically saying, congratulations, you guys have a killer league. That's one of the best, well-ran leagues I've ever seen. And all 3-4 races this season have been almost photo finishes over there. And I want to tell you, they're getting 60 cars showing up. They're sending home, one week they send home 14 drivers.
Yeah. Pretty awesome stuff. It really pays. What they did this offseason is they condensed all of their nights into a Tuesday night truck league, and boy, is it paying dividends for them over there. Great racing happening. One of our own didn't even make the race this past week. Amanda Sherman unable to qualify her truck. But man, what an awesome deal that is over there. I'm glad to be bringing that to us live here on True Sim Productions, along with the Blazing Pedals.
That's a hell of a 1-2 combo, both leagues.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Sam, you're absolutely right. 693. That's our current subscription rate. Before the end of this season, guys, I would love to get to 700. If we could do that, boy, that would send this channel into the stratosphere. It would send every one of us that works so hard behind the scenes into the stratosphere as well. Would love to see 700 subscribers here on True Sim Productions. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that button and make sure you tell people right where you watch all of your racing on YouTube live on True Sim Productions. Austin Edstrom taking the green flag, and keeping the race lead. Dylan Banks in second. Chris Carroll after that caution, restarting in third. And Taylor Butcher Benjamin fourth. Rounding out the top 5, it's Rick Thompson. Thompson down to the inside, couldn't make it stick. He moves to the outside wall and in line with the 10. So Edstrom did not come down pit road. A lot of these guys didn't.
Remember, before we saw the yellow, Edstrom, he was running second. He looked to be maybe faster than Heinzman, but it was hard to tell. Then they got lap traffic, right? Now he's the man front and center out front, clean air on the nose. Just a quick little dash to the end of stage number 1. I believe you said 38?
38,
if I recall.
yes, sir.
To the end of 38. This is valuable stage points if he's able to hold on, which he looks smooth out front.
Yeah, there isn't a driver out there inside of the top 16 in points that doesn't want to be in the top 10 here tonight. Every point is going to count towards that championship run. Right now, Austin Edstrom in the bank for about 10 if he can hold on to his spot. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Championship night starts right here, right now, tonight. Oh, 87. Oh, man.
Big moment out of 87.
That dog leg, I'm telling you, we haven't seen the end of the story on that dog leg here tonight, Tanner. That thing is vicious. The way those cars hit it.
That looks so unrealistic, the way his car shot to the left and then back right. What a save. If that was even a, I don't know. I just wonder what that felt like right there. That looked insane.
I hope he's wearing brown pants.
If they wasn't before, they are now.
Austin Edstrom with a hell of a save. And we saw it live. Awesome deal.
That was a big moment. Ooh, Banks really loose behind our race leader, Austin Edstrom.
Behind him, it's Chris Carroll, and Carroll has been the points leader pretty much this entire season.
Chris, what I'm seeing here, I don't want a double stint, brother. As a driver, I don't want to, but I know I have to, right? You almost have to.
Yeah. Look, it's going to pay dividends to those drivers that kind of let the car go back, and they were taking it real easy on those tires. You watch those guys here in the second stint of this race. Lap 38 happening right now. Next time by, we will pick up the caution flag. Chris Carroll trying to figure out a way to get around that 48. That's bonus points. The 99 looking.
Something else I'm noticing as we come to the end of the stage, we have drivers shifting out here now. Now that the track's cooling off, I'm hearing a lot more drivers shift. As Edstrom's going to win the stage, Banks second, Carroll third.
That's going to be Rick Thompson, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Dustin Ping, Ty Morosco, John Perkins, Corey Sherman, and Cody Heinzman made his way back into the top 10 after coming down pit road to pick up some valuable championship points. Caution number 2 on the evening. This one for stage break number 1. And then the question is going to become, well, actually, we already know. I think just about everybody's going to have to come down for fuel. The only question I really have is some of these guys that already came down for fuel, are they going to be able to stay out? If so, that's going to flip this one right on the head. And we're going to get the answer here in just a moment. Cody Heinzman stays out. Gordon Larson Jr. stays out. Mark Arthur stays out. These drivers all came down for fuel. That was the strategy all along. Top 5 drivers stay out. Heinzman, Larson, Arthur, Van Vliet, and Amanda Sherman. If you're Philip Van Vliet and Amanda Sherman, you have got to figure out a way to get yourself up there in points. You can't play follow the leader. You've got to do your own thing. And right now, that's exactly what they're doing. Look at this, 4th and 5th positions for both of them right now. What a great way to restart this next stint. Stage number 2 going to end at the end of lap number 76. And Cody Heinzman finds himself up front once again. Will this be the right move for some of these guys in the top 5? If anybody took tires, it may be 3 drivers. John Perkins, Chad Wilson, Sam Lawson, all in their pit stalls for an extended amount of time. By time, it would have been enough time to take 4 tires. We'll see if that's the case. I think we're going to be able to tell pretty easily if they have 4 new tires underneath them, as the lap fall off is pretty big here.
As I'm just getting caught up, peek behind the curtain here. But yeah, it looks like we only had 3 cars maybe take tires.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing, but I'm not sure if they did, but the time would kind of prove it out that they could have. We're going to find out, I think, once we go back under green. We're going to keep an eye on those 3 drivers. Again, it's John Perkins, Chad Wilson, and Sam Lawson. But before we go back there, we've got some stuff to do up here, and that's getting ready to restart as we file them in side by side, ready to go. Back under the green flag, the pace car drops off. Cody Heinzman now has control of the field. Gordon Larson Jr. to his outside. You see him backed up just a little bit. That way he can see exactly when the 51 hits the go pedal. The double lot going to be restarting from the 2nd spot. Really letting go. Oh, and the 51 just says goodbye.
What a good restart out of the 51, or maybe just a bad restart out of the 00. Want to touch base on John Perkins. He had actually just trouble on pit road. Did not actually take tires. Have not checked yet for Sam Lawson, but we will know pretty quick if he did.
3 wide, further back in the field. Tom Orozco in the middle of it as it breaks up. The 16 of Eric Blount moves back. But for a moment, it was there.
That's a hornet's nest. Just everywhere you look, there's a car. Oh, Kilroy and the 99 make contact mid-pack. They're 3 wide.
Right behind Kilroy's teammate. His teammate, the 10, was looking to maybe move down. He does. That's Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to advance. The Butcher on the inside, the 41 on the outside, the dog leg working it right now.
As we have a car going around the front. No yellow.
That may have been the 12. The 12 very much off speed. As Mark Arthur tries to get it back up speed, he's back down to the 11th spot. May not be done yet as TVB and the 41 trying to get around. Brian D's working the outside. Here comes the 3 of Corey Sherman. Tanner, I'm not sure if it was the 12, but he is sinking like a rock once again.
It was the 12. Looks like he's got loose by himself originally, and then came back up to save it, and that's where we actually caught base with him, and he was pretty slow. So a great save out of the 12, as now we do have a yellow.
Caution is out. And
Chris Berg key up instantly.
Yeah, Berg facing the wrong way on track. We'll go back to see what happened to the 66. As he just got loose. Oh, collected the 24. Oh, and the 33, the Iron Man got involved in it just at the end. I think light damage for the 33, but man, a few cars affected by that one. Go back one more time. Just barely put those left sides underneath that yellow line, and as soon as he did, that car broke free. I think if you're going to use that dog leg, you have to use it. You can't flirt with it like that.
As the chat is lively, the voice chat, that is, as drivers are all asking about damage and whatnot. But yeah, tough break for 33 of Perkins. But like you said, I think he got away with minimal damage.
Left side's clear, rear of the car is clear. Looks like the front side of the car is okay. Maybe just a little bit on the right side, if anything, but the 33...
A little bit of scrapes is all I'm really seeing on the right side.
Yeah, there it is. There's a good shot of it. Yeah, he's going to come away all right. So we've certainly seen him do worse.
The Iron Man, he's felt worse. That's for sure.
Cody Heinzman up front. Gordon Larson Jr. going to start to his outside again. And we're going to see if he can get a better restart this time. I think he just dropped himself back a little too far. And as soon as Cody could see him in the spotter mirror that they have, I think he just hit the go pedal and he was gone. That's that little mirror that's on the pillar on just left of the drivers in their seat. It's called a spotter mirror, just so you know.
As it's even a rough night for our race control currently right now, Chris. He actually EOL'd the wrong driver right there. So that was pretty funny.
Oh, no.
Got it all sorted out, thankfully. But yeah, Gordon Larson actually took the EOL for a moment there. It happens. I've done it. I've actually kicked somebody out of a race on accident. Didn't feel very, very good about that one.
I bet you didn't.
Because they can't come back once you kick them.
A little confusion here as to who is starting where up front.
Yeah, there's going to be some black flags here. iRacing's trying to send the 00 to the back. So it's telling all them other drivers to pass the 00. But they're just going to leave them where they're at and clear the black flags. We're going back green flag racing. 00 has to get a better launch this time. He has to.
He really does. That outside lane is going to eat him up if he doesn't.
And now I do want to note, Gordon Larson, he may not be super familiar with the restart, the way the restarts are done now, where you got to match the leader speed and it blinks at you if you go too fast. So it's very easy to fall behind when you're on the outside lane.
Oh my!
You see it again.
Yeah, it's done again. Larson moves down to the bottom side, back up to the top side. That leaves Dylan Banks to the inside all alone. The 76 and 48 battling it out for third spot. Dylan Banks on the inside, Rick Thompson to the outside. Banks going to win that race.
It may take him a while to get up to speed as we have another yellow.
Caution once again. This one a little bit bigger.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to tell you who's involved. Brian Zimmerman, and he said, "I'm sorry, Corey."
Unfortunately, I'm already looking at it. Not a ton of damage. Mostly it's to the rear of the three. Let's go back and see what Hunter Lagunas did to my teammate. Is that how I'm supposed to say that?
It's not Hunter Lagunas this time.
It wasn't. No, it was a 28.
It wasn't the junker.
Oh, the 33 came in. Oh, Larry Bell came in. I'm going to go back one more time, take another look at it.
A few playoff drivers involved.
Corey actually had to back off the throttle a little bit, or else he was going to get into the 12, and I think that's what set that whole thing up.
And Chris, I want to note something that's so crazy about the round of 16. Sonoma is in this. It's the final race of the round of 16. So if you're not really good at a road course, like say me, right? I'm not good at a road course. So if I'm in the playoffs, I know Phoenix and Homestead, you got to get good finishes because you can't always count on that at Sonoma.
I'll tell you what I would be doing if I was a member of the top 16 right now. Even if I don't like my chances of making it all the way to the end, I'd be running that track night and day. I'd familiarize myself with every corner. I'd be all over that thing. Sonoma is not an easy track.
So tough. So tough. But to your point, if there was a driver that's going to come out here, practice and all that, you can easily walk away with the top 5 if you just learn the track, learn the marks. I mean, that could be a top 5 night for somebody.
Uh-oh. Hey, Tanner, rumor has it.
I know. That was actually my boy Larry Bell.
Yeah, Corey Sherman on pit road, a little unexpectedly for the 3-car. Again, not bad damage. It's mostly to the rear end of the thing. I think the front is pretty safe. Should be okay.
I think with that damage, he should be. The only thing I worry about is the right front, left front, right? And the damage around those looks non-existent. So I think he theoretically should be okay.
Yeah.
It's like the 3rd time I've said theoretically tonight. You'd think I just learned that word today or something. Big word for me.
Did you look it up?
No, I can't read. Wouldn't know how to spell it.
Right on.
That's an extended stay for the 3. So he's getting the damage squared away as much as he can.
Yeah,
he's just 1 mile oval.
Back out on track now, and looks like they used a hammer and dollar just a little bit, straighten up that rear end. Looks like he was able to stay on the lead lap, so Corey Sherman going to be rejoining us at the tail end of the field.
I'm glad to say he's back out on track because I was not live. All right, I'm going to put it to the double zero again. He has to get a better launch this time. Has to. Third time a charm.
Two opportunities blown. Now let's see if he can stay up there a little bit more. In the 51, Cody Heinzman has been just absolutely taking advantage of the lack of restarts that double zero has had on the front row.
You know, we're saying that, but he has not lost that position yet. He's still holding firm with P2.
Yeah, you're right.
But look, he's falling back right here a little bit, just trying to get to where he can see the 51. You said this earlier. But he's falling back too far. I'm telling you, it's because of the way the restarts are. It's blinking at him, and he don't want to speed up.
Yep.
I've been there. I get it.
Now Dylan Banks looks to take over second spot, and he does. Cody Heinzman, Dylan Banks. Man, how many times have we said they're running 1-2 this year? Good job out of Larson, able to hold on to third spot. Behind him, Austin Edstrom and Rick Thompson. Chris Carroll on the inside of Rick Thompson right now.
Now, remember, Chris Carroll had a moment earlier, had to save the car. Did not take tires on pit road, so he's definitely used up the tires a little bit, but now trying to fight back and get the track position back as he's trying to get back inside the top 5.
So a few caution laps here in this stage. Tanner, I think that's going to help these guys out as far as tires, definitely for fuel.
Absolutely. That's their friend right now. For all the guys double stinting, those extra caution laps are definitely helping just cool the tires down a little bit. We're seeing Gordon Larson fall from second on back to, looks like it's going to be 6th, 7th spot right here with him and Rick Thompson. Oh, gets clear though, Rick Thompson. Big move out of him.
Thompson taking it to the top side, not going to be able to get there, not willing to cut that left front tire down to make it move down the track. So waited until it was a little straighter, then moves down, and the Mustang going to take over the spot.
And we have a yellow.
Well,
STK's blinking at me, the junker.
Yeah, I was going to say, it may not have been him last time I called him out. Oh boy, and that car's hurt. That right front tire not touching the track.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. Look, it's another Ford that looks like they hit a telephone pole though.
Yeah, and he had some of that damage even before whatever happened because, oh, there it goes.
I can't find the wreck.
It wasn't much of a wreck. He lost it. He slowed down, went a little sideways on track, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
So the caution's coming out real easy tonight. Race control. Very worried about accidents all of a sudden. The 3 car going to bring it back down pit road one more time, along with the 66 and the 4, all for repairs. I believe the 27 doing the same. So repairs are going to be happening here under caution, lap 62 of 188. This is stage number 2 live here at Phoenix. Stage 2 going to end at the end of lap 76, so about 13 laps to go. And then, if you haven't taken a set of tires, boy, oh boy, you're going to finally be able to, and it's going to feel great.
You're going to feel like, I say it every time, you're going to feel like you're driving a race car again. Right now, you feel like you're just out there, just a slug almost on these old tires. Like you mentioned, the pace difference. It's huge between fresh tires and old tires.
So one driver that I thought may have taken tires is the 81 of Dustin Ping. Ping, the last lap under the green flag was about, oh boy. He wasn't a second faster, but he was faster than some of the drivers ahead of him.
I'm actually going to check now. I think you're right.
So Ping may have taken tires. It's hard to tell.
Ping most definitely took tires.
All right.
I'm making sure he took 4. Yes, sir, he took 4.
I'll just go ahead and bring it up so we don't forget. Top 16 drivers here are trying to advance. We got 4 races in this round. Tonight being race number 1. Dustin Ping comes in tonight in the 14th spot. So again, just one of those guys that has to try and do something a little bit different to try and advance himself as we move deeper into the championship run. Pace car lights are down. Next time by, we go back under the green flag. It's going to be Heinzman on the inside, Banks on the outside, Chris Carroll. It's going to be starting outside of row number 2. Austin Ekstrom inside of him. Then it's the double lot of Gordon Larson and Rick Thompson. The 89 Philip Van Vliet, the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. And we got some stragglers trying to catch up still. Pace car is down. We're waiting for the 51 to launch. We'll see what the 48 can do with him. The battles throughout this entire season between these two drivers have almost become legendary here at Blazing Pedals. And the 51, he cuts the wheel. He hits the gas pedal. We're back under green. What an advantage it is to start in first spot here. I just saw it.
No kidding, huh?
Just saw how he's doing it, and there's nobody that's going to be able to beat him from starting from first tonight. Nobody. So Hines been out front. Then it's Dylan Banks. A battle for third spot. Chris Carroll taking it over the 87 of Austin Edstrom. Edstrom battling back on the inside. RT76 right behind him. Chris Carroll back to third. So an earlier oops is just about been erased from the 99, who started second here tonight. Currently runs in the third spot, using that dog leg. What a vicious it just, the way the car goes down onto that dog leg and comes off, I don't know that I'd use it. It's vicious. Transition is very, very rough.
There we go. Now, I couldn't hear you for a little bit. The sound was really messed up. I think we're good now, but absolutely, that's what I was watching during practice, Chris, is watching all these drivers go down there. It's like risk versus reward, because it is dangerous going down on that transition.
So Amanda Sherman, who started inside of the top 5 a couple of times, has been trying to stay up front. She's up for a spot since the drop of the green flag, but currently running in the 17th position. Larry Bell right behind her, along with her husband, Corey Sherman. Sherman going to try and put the move on Larry Bell. That would be for the 18th position. Corey looks like he's going to do it on the outside. So the 3, I'm going to go ahead and say, is okay. The repairs have been made enough. He's got speed in the 3. Oh, man, Amanda Sherman just tried using that dog leg, almost lost the car, slowed way down. Cody Heinzman starting to run away from Dylan Banks a little bit.
Heinzman looks like he just has a different gear, just an extra gear.
All based on points going forward. No win and you're in type of deal here. Third spot belongs to Austin Edstrom. Chris Carroll has fallen back to 4th. And here comes the 81 of Ping. Ping on those fresh tires.
You can see he's just able to maneuver way easier, way faster than these guys.
And it's funny because I'm looking at the lap times. He's not going faster than some of these guys, but the car is handling that much better.
He just has options, it looks like. He's able to go basically wherever he wants to go right now.
Okay, well, that said, last time by, he was the fastest car. So, you know, he's making a little bit of a liar out of me. But Dustin Ping opting to put on a set of tires early on in this one to try and get a good finish. We're under caution. And that is a little bit early for the stage. Oh boy, Amanda Sherman may have gotten into something. Damage on her car. Let's go and see. Nope. She got into something all right. It was the 27 who had lost it.
The junker again?
Yep.
No
And
way.
he may actually have a penalty too, because he went down pit road backwards. Well, no matter what, that is going to be the end of the stage.
I don't know if race control will like that too much back down pit road.
I mean, one way it's safe because nobody else was there, but that's not really what you're supposed to do. So now a bunch of different strategies are being employed. Hang on to your hats. This is going to be a hell of a ride here for stage 3. Tanner, I'm just checking in on some stuff here based on what you were saying, and I got 0 drop frames, bud, so I don't know if it was on my end.
I think it's me. But I'm also trying to fix it. So folks, if my audio's all messed up, I do apologize.
I haven't heard anything too weird out of you, so. Well, pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under green. This will be stage number 3. And I'm going to tell you, from 7th place on back, new tires all around. Watch out for Mark Arthur. He's on, I believe, the original set of tires. Watch for wheel spin or anything else out of the 12. He may be a sitting duck.
As race leader gets fired off and gets away. Once again, different driver this time. But yeah, not a good restart out of 12. You mentioned it, wheel spin.
Oh, Tanner, it is definitely coming from your side, bud. As Tanner Meyer dealing with his internet connection. Up top, Austin Edstrom, Dustin Ping run 1 and 2. Rick Thompson doing battle with Ping, trying to take over second spot on the inside. The 76 trying to get it done. Cody Heinzman already up to the 4th spot with those tires. The 99 follows him through. Heinzman down on the inside of RT76. Cody Heinzman looking for 3rd. Heinzman gonna take it, no problem at all. Those fresh tires doing everything he needs. Down through the dog leg and back up on the track goes the number 51. The 76. Rick Thompson took fuel. Last time he was on pit road, back on lap number 40, he too on older tires. Austin Edstrom, last time on pit road, was for fuel only, back on lap number 40. Edstrom has Dustin Ping closing in. Ping with fresher tires, but here comes the 51, the freshest of them all. Cody Heinzman on the back bumper of Dustin Ping. So Ping right now is the race leader, the 51 of Cody Heinzman, the 99 of Chris Carroll, then Austin Edstrom. Ping, 21 more laps on his tires than the two guys behind him. And the 51 keeps it down low. Cody Heinzman looking for the race lead through turns number 3 and 4. Heinzman with the race lead. Chris Carroll being scored second now. So Heinzman, Carroll taking care of business. Back up the first and second. Austin Edstrom, last in pit road, lap 40. Holding on to 4th spot, but for how long is the question? Dylan Banks trying to chase him down. Banks last on pit road, a lap number 75. He's got 4 fresh tires on there, maybe trying to keep him that way. As Banks very slowly is edging in to Austin Edstrom. Behind him, it is Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 10 car. TBB are running in 6th spot, up 2 since the drop of the green flag. Not our biggest mover of the night, but solidly inside of the top 10 all night is the 10 car. RT76, another guy that refuses to put tires on. Rick Thompson running in the 7th spot. Thompson last on pit road, lap 40 for fuel. Brian Dees, the race's biggest mover so far, sitting at plus 12. Brian Dees looks to the inside of RT76. Dees looking to try and make it a plus 13 as he moves up into 7th spot. That battle done, we move back one more. It's Mark Arthur, Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman to the outside in the USA Firearms number 28. Brian Zimmerman gets around the 12 of Mark Arthur, and here comes the 41 of Dalton Kilroe as Zimmy lets it sail way up high. Got a little tight in the 28. Mark Arthur just trying to hold on to it right now as Dalton Kilroe sets up for a pass. Kilroe on the outside, gonna try and get around the 12. He's gonna do it this time by. The last time the 3 was behind the 12, it was an accident waiting to happen as he had to get on the binders a little bit to avoid getting into the backside of Mark Arthur. Now Corey Sherman stays to the top side. Sherman trying to find a way around the 12. He's on fresher tires, should be able to do it. Rick Thompson may be acting as a little bit of a pick right now, but Sherman gets around the 12. Now Sherman's got to figure out to go down to the inside. He does, cuts the nose off the 12, and he's going to go around Rick Thompson. So in 2 laps, Corey Sherman picks up 2 spots. Sherman back up into the top 10. The Iron Man, the 33 of John Perkins, started this one in the 9th spot. Right now he's down 3 into 12th. John Perkins does have fresher tires than Mark Arthur. Perkins may be looking for a way around. Chris Berg sits in the 13th spot. Larry Bell, 14th. Rick Thompson has fallen back to the 15th spot. Eric Blunt in the running 16th spot, up 7 since the drop of the green flag. Todd Morosco may be saving tires still. So he's running in 18th spot along with Philip Van Vliet. Van Vliet just passing him for 17th. Gordon Larson Jr. last on pit road, lap number 28. 28 for Gordon Larson. It's been a long time. He might be starting to run really low on fuel. Fred Thompson picking up the tail end of the lead lap. That is how we stand right now on track. Lap number 94. Cody Heinzman continues to lead the way over Chris Carroll, Dustin Ping, and Dylan Banks, with TBB sitting in the top 5.
Yes, Chris, just want to note I am making my way back into the session now. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes, sir. Tanner Meyer trying to correct some internet issues.
Yes,
so
it did it earlier to me, but then it went away. So I thought maybe it was just a little small hiccup, but then it got to the point where, well, you heard.
Everybody gato, Mr. Roboto, Tanner Meyer.
But hopefully we're good now.
Yeah, you sound much better, buddy. Cody Heinzman continues to lead the way. He's putting a little bit of a gap on Chris Carroll. Carroll may be letting it happen. Gap right now, almost 0.7 of a second. Just shy of it, in fact. And you got to go way back to find Dylan Banks, Dustin Ping, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Brian D is up 14 into the 6th spot. His teammate Dalton Kilroy up 14 into the 8th spot. The MFRD drivers getting it done here tonight. Dalton Kilroy, not a single regular season race win, looking for win number 1 still of the season. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind doing it here in the championship hunt.
Absolutely. It's funny to note as I'm actually back into the session now. Dalton, he did not sound confident earlier when he was talking over the radio. He said he could not figure the place out. Currently riding in the top 10, though. He's sitting 8th.
So if you were wondering if tires are going to make a difference, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Top 12 drivers all came down last time, and then you got the 13th driver, Mark Arthur, who I don't know how he's out there doing it, but has not changed tires yet. Last time he was on pit road, lap number 28, it was for fuel only. 6.8 seconds in his stall for fuel, and then he was back out on track.
That's a bold call to not take tires.
That thing has got to feel like it's on a skating rink right now. Meanwhile, running a very pretty line still is the 51 of Cody Heinzman. Heinzman can do no wrong at this point. Fred Thompson, looks like his days of being on the lead lap, though, may be over, as the 51 has just caught the rear bumper, moves down into the dogleg, will make the pass safely by the 46.
I'm noticing as the night goes on down in 1 and 2, Cody's using the apron basically. He's going underneath the yellow line with those left side tires, so maybe helping the car rotate a little bit. We did see a lot of drivers being real loose earlier, but now that the sun's set, it's nighttime, this track's cooled off, they might be getting tighter, and maybe that apron is just helping him rotate the car better.
I think you might be right. And the other
He went
side
way
of
down
this
there.
is, the 99 hasn't figured that out yet. The 99 is losing a ton of ground on Cody Heinzman right now. Chris Carroll having trouble getting by the 46. Now goes down low and gets around him. But my goodness, the gap, almost 2 seconds right now.
It was almost deja vu. We saw Cody get by Fred earlier with ease, and then Edstrom took him a little bit to pass, and that's what happened with the 99 right there. Now the 99 has Ty Morosco out in front of him. As there's been so much going on the back end, I forgot what even happened to Ty. I can't tell no lies. Don't even remember what happened.
Well, right now it's showing Ty Morosco came down pit road on lap 100, and that would certainly put him in the position that he's in now. He did take tires, so Ty Morosco on a fresh set, but it's not doing him a very good so far, as the leader was able to get around him. Now, will the one be able to kind of pick it up and get back around? That's what we're going to be looking for.
I think he's actually sitting fairly pretty here because, yes, he's 2 laps down right now, but the leader's right there in front of him. But like you said, the leader's not really slower than him. Normally you would think that the fresh tires would be quicker, but the eye test don't really say so until now.
Now the one now is starting to close the gap. He's going to go down low. Ty Morosco going to be trying to get 1 lap back. He does. And the 51 just going to let it happen. And smart racing right there. No reason to battle a car that's a lap down or 2. Just let him go. But Ty has got some serious ground to make up. He's got to go about 3/4 of a lap just to get ahead of Fred Thompson. Right now, Ty Morosco is not the first car a lap down. That honor belongs to the 46 Fred Thompson.
Almost positive I heard the 12 car say pitting here. As he is, but he's wrecking. He got loose down there. He's down to the inside wall. He saved it. My goodness, what a save out of the Barbie Mobile as the 12 car is hitting pit road.
So Mark Arthur bringing it down, and that car is going to feel like, well, he hasn't felt the car feel like it's going to feel when he comes out, quite honestly, because nighttime is upon us. Track is cooling down, and he's going to have 4 fresh tires when he comes out of the pit stall. Lap 75, that's the last time Cody Heinzman came down pit road. Right now, he's got a 2.7 second lead and growing over the 99 of Chris Carroll. Dylan Banks still holding on to 3rd, but here comes Brian Dees. Dees is on fire here tonight. Dees trying to make sure that everybody knows he is a championship contender.
He was my championship contender winner today in the pick. In the first 4 in championship 4 pick we did on Race Chatter, I actually picked Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, to be the champion this season.
Wow. Bold prediction.
If you look at his past few finishes, I think he's on like a Rick Thompson type hot streak. I think it's building.
Well, up 16, so hard to disagree with you right now. Brian Dees right behind our 3rd place runner, and Dees trying to make it onto a podium spot. 78 laps to go for this crew of Blazing Pedals. And the guy up front, Cody Heinzman, has grown that lead to 3.2 seconds. Tanner, he's got enough lead now. He could back it down, extend the fuel, extend the tires. He can do all kinds of things with the 3-second lead.
He's got a big enough lead. He can do basically anything he wants to at this point now.
Chris Carroll that far back, we can't say it's clean air or dirty air because he's got clean air. Nobody is in front of him.
And I'll be honest here, I don't know if Cody Heinzman is a driver you can let get 3.5 seconds out on you when you're saving tires, and say maybe he isn't, and I still don't think you're going to run him down. Cody's just that good.
RT76.
Chris, I want to ask something. Do you remember, you probably don't, right? But do you remember who the top 3 are and my weekly power rankings I do?
Well, I sure do. As soon as I bring it up, Cody Heinzman, Chris Carroll, Dylan Banks, your top 3.
And how are they? That's how they're running on track, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing.
You would think I did some research. Now, I will say there's some stats on there that I don't know where I get them stats from. They're always incorrect. I do proofread it, but not 100% thoroughly, I guess. But we do some research. We try to get them somewhat accurate. But I think last week I said Ping finished 3rd in a stage, and he wrote me. He's like, I finished 17th in a stage. I went and looked, and I was like, well, I don't even know where I got 3rd from the stage even at. Don't know where that even came from.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think this week, so far, bud, you have nailed it. At least in the top 3.
Us losing Jamie, that's a big hit. But now that's a big opening for some driver, right? Because I would say Jamie's been, throughout the season, about the 4th fastest driver, right? So now that opens up basically a seat at the table.
Yep, sure does. Now, who's going to be brave enough to try and kick it in?
My championship pick, the soul stealer, Brian Dees. Fingers crossed, because I really don't want to, broadcast this jinx him. As I say that, Dylan Banks is going around. He saved it. I just clicked over to Brian Dees when I was talking about him, and Dylan Banks was wrecking underneath him.
Camera just a little too slow tonight to show that one, but you see him coming up to speed. So the 48 able to save it. He falls back to the 7th spot.
It just happens so fast here. It's basically everywhere you look, there's something happening. Actually, we have a yellow. I'm seeing another playoff contender blinking at me in SDK, Chris.
Chris Berg, the 66, slow on track. We're going to go back to see what happened. Just loses the rear end of it. And I think the 16 did a great job staying out of it. Boy, did he do a good job staying out of it.
That was impressive.
But now, drivers have a little bit of a decision to make, don't they?
It's game time now. What do you do here? You're going to see some different. We thought we had different strategies before. I think you're getting ready to see a few here.
Cody Heinzman, Chris Carroll, the 17 of D's, the 10, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, the 41. Everybody's coming down pit road.
They're in the fuel window. Well, no, they're not actually. They can only go about 60 laps on a fuel tank.
Yeah, Heinzman said 58 to 60.
So really not inside the fuel window just yet.
I mean, just outside of it. Oh, right side's going up.
Right side's up. Yeah. I actually see right sides and left sides going up for a majority of the field. That word, I guess, was easy for me to say.
And I'll tell you what, the only thing that saved the lead for Cody Heinzman was his pit stall, as the 99 team got it done just a little bit quicker. Eric Blunt in the 16 car stays out.
16. Aflac machine going to get him some laps led here at Phoenix.
He was last on pit road, Tanner, lap 75.
Oh, get this lap leg and go down pit road, please. I don't like that. It's a lot of laps when you got fresh tires all around you now. Well, not maybe marking them are not the freshest tires, but they're still fairly fresh. Then you got Cody Heisman, who's been the car tonight. I don't care who else has led laps. The 51 has been the car when he's out front tonight. He's going to be firing off right there behind him. As something amiss with the 12 car. Or
Not really sure what's happening.
oh, he's a lap down. He's a lap down. Okay, I thought he got his lap back.
If he stayed out, he should have went around the pace car. Not
Blount was in front of him.
Oh,
Blount.
That's right.
Blount screwed him from getting his lap back.
Yes, he did. Oh.
And may not even meant to do that to him, honestly. Just may have wanted to stay out, but that is what happened.
And that is the problem right there. Sometimes the race is not in your hands. And the 12 has to fall back, and I mean way back, 15th. Still a lap down, and he's got some contenders back there that I am positive would like to get around him, like Rick Thompson, Dustin Ping, Gordon Larson. Oh, man. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green here live at Phoenix. Kicking off our championship run. The run of 16. Pace car drops down. Will Eric Blunt be able to hold off like everybody else has on that inside? Does he know the trick? There is a trick.
Heisman, we know he knows the trick, but this time, he's not the control car. So we're going to see what the 51 can do here.
Yeah, and the 51 really needs to be able to lighten this one up because right behind Eric Blunt is the 99 of Carroll, and the 16 takes off. Hey, guess what? He knew the trick.
There's something going on with the restart zone here. That leader is just killing them. Every restart, don't matter who it is.
I'm telling you, there's a trick. Even I could hold on to the race lead.
You're going to have a battle for the race lead between three cars here, Blount.
Baby.
Carroll wanted to try to get the race lead from Blount there because he knows it's going to be a lot harder to wrestle it away from the 51. As 3 wide for third. It may be 4 wide through the dog leg.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why I love Phoenix. Now, the actual racing product isn't awesome, right? A lot of follow the leader. But restarts here are chaotic.
Look out. Dylan Banks going sideways. He was able to hold on to it way off pace.
That's like his sixth or seventh save tonight. It's pretty impressive. We've seen a lot of saves out of a lot of drivers tonight. Look up front, Chris. Carroll's applying pressure to the 51.
I think he knows he has to. I mean, if you just let the 51 stay out there and control it, we already saw what's going to happen. He'll pull a 3-4 second lead.
I think you're exactly right. Carroll's got to try to get in front of him here on the short end of this and try to use that clean air to his advantage.
Meanwhile, Chris Berg just ahead of our race leaders trying to hold on to the lead lap. Berg, 14th spot, trying to hold on to the lead lap.
As a 99 trying to get the power down out of turn 2, not able to do it. This lap car of Berg, he could be a deciding factor in this battle here.
The 51 pulls it down hard left. Not going to be able to make the pass. Stays up front, though.
If I'm the 66, I don't want to go a lap down, but he does not have a choice. Heisman to the inside, going to bring Carroll in tow right there with him. It gets tight right here. 51's not going to have all the momentum. He was not able to use the whole track.
It's a pick. No choice for the 99. He could not move forward. The 66 in the way.
51 holds it down low through the dog leg. Now can the 99 cross him over right here? 51 had to come to the wall. They walk it right back down to the yellow line, nose to tail.
Ty Morosco in the infield care center. Let's bring him up and chat with him. The driver of the number 1. Ty, this is not where you want to be in the first race of the championship run.
No, this is not where I want to be.
Tell me what happened, bud, because I think we missed it. What's going on with the one car?
So before the caution, I got overdrove the corner a little bit, got a little loose on the brakes, and got in the mark and got me really loose. And then he just shot me up in the wall. This car can be really flinchy when you're trying to save it. So definitely broke the wheel. Tried to get some service done, got the required service done, but I was literally spinning out by myself going into the corner because it just wouldn't grip up. So pulled it in the night. Yeah, it's gonna suck down 20th place finish, but did get some stage points, and we do have a little bit of bonus points to back up on ourselves. So hopefully it won't hurt us too bad.
All right, bud. Well, sorry to hear about your problems here tonight. Definitely always somebody that we look for to have a good finish. Ty, who do you have to thank on the 1?
Michael Falk, MF Racing Designs. We had a decent number 1 Ford Mustang tonight. Knew it was gonna be a struggle. I kind of not one of my better tracks, especially in this car. I don't think I've actually finished a race in this car in this car at this track. So more of that, obviously. But yeah, just then TSP, Savage Edge, Indiana, Ohio Roofing, and yeah, the butt kicker, and that's about it.
All right, Ty. Well, better luck next week, bud. Start practicing now because you're going to need every point you can.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just I think we'll be fine, but we'll see.
All right, that's going to be the driver of the number 1 coming out of the infield care center. Not very happy. You can kind of hear that in his voice.
As while that was going on, we had a hellacious battle for the race lead going. Just back and forth. Cody was trying to fight back, get the race lead back from Chris Carroll. Was not able to do it. But yeah, speaking about Ty, man, oh man, he owes me 2 race wins. We need 3 total, right? I called it after Daytona. He won the season opener, and now we need 2 more.
And it is starting to get closer and closer to the end. It's going to be harder and harder to pick those wins up. Man. Chris Carroll leads the way over Cody Heinzman. Heinzman trying to stay within shot of the 99. TBB, the Butcher, having a great night. Right now, it's a podium run for the 10 car as he sits in 3rd spot. His teammate, Brian D, is right behind him. The 2 biggest moving cars this race so far. Brian D sits in 4th, plus 16. In 5th spot, his teammate, the 41, with a plus 17. So he may not be comfortable in the car, and he may not be comfortable on the track, but the 41 finding a way to get it done here tonight so far with a top 5 run. Behind him, it's the 81. That is a lap down vehicle of Dustin Ping. So really all he has to do is keep his eyes out the windshield. Can't worry about what Ping is doing right now.
I want to send a shout out to the original DP. That's what you coined him out in chat. He says, hello, fella from the North Country.
Derek Paulson checking in. Had a good run Tuesday night. He is racing the Cyber Thunder League, and got to see him on track for the first time in a while. It was pretty cool to hear his name called out.
It was awkward for me to call the race he first joined back because he was in the 99, and that just was weird to me. But I think that's what he's been. I think that's just his number over there, 99. So we'll have to get used to that for sure.
Checking in on our race leader, 0.6 of a second over Cody Heinzman right now. It's kind of staying pretty steady right there. You may stretch it out to about 0.7, and then it closes back in. So Carroll and Heinzman very, very similar in lap times right now.
For a moment, I thought Cody, for about 3 to 4 laps, Cody and Carroll, I mean, they duked it out like a slugfest, just which one of them was going to get the lead. And I think once Cody realized he kind of lost that battle, I think he kind of backed it down and just basically just matching pace now, turning laps and trying to conserve those tires as best he can from that second place spot.
Yep, I absolutely agree with that. I really do. I think that's exactly what you're seeing.
And with that strategy, that could play dividends if, say, Carroll starts to burn it up, whereas Heinzman's just kind of chilling.
Yeah. 48 laps to go. This time by will be 47, and Chris Carroll is in control. We know we have to do at least one more pit stop. It'll be, if it's under green, it's going to be fuel only. And if you didn't protect
I was
your
getting ready to
tires,
ask you.
boy, oh boy.
I was going to ask you, if this thing was to go green, you're not giving me no more tires, are you?
Nope.
I got what I got at this
You
point.
got what you got. Track position is more important.
I hate you right now that I'm in the car. I would hate that, right? But I completely understand it.
My job isn't to make you love me. My job is to make you a winner.
Right. Hey, you did that too. Not me, though. But
well, no, but
you did it in the real world.
So Carroll, Heinzman, and Butcher Benjamin, your top three. D is just outside of it in fourth spot with Dalton Kilrow.
Don't do that. It's too early for that.
Yeah, sorry about that. That one snuck right up on me.
I'm just thankful I'm pushed to talk because I do that a lot over here. Late nights it feels like 8, almost 8:10 here, and I can go to bed.
Well, I'll tell you, the last 3 weeks I have been pushing very, very hard.
You have been thrashing, just willing it to happen.
Burning the candle at both ends, in the middle. Yeah. We're not done yet. Talking to my driver today, my real life driver, he says, boy, I would really like to win on Friday. I said, yeah, me too.
Yeah, that'd be nice to take it back to back.
Well, it wouldn't be back to back, but it would be all right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It'd be 2 and 3. I'll take that anytime.
As we're talking about that, we have a battle heating up right here for the race lead. Heinzman's ready to go again. Folks, remember, he opened it up to a almost 4 second gap over Chris Carroll earlier on the long run. So I think he's definitely, maybe not a ton faster on the long run, but he's definitely is faster on the long run. And we're getting into a long run right here in the 51. He's applying pressure. And look at him, use that entire dogleg. Go down there and try to make that track as short around as possible. That's what the 51 is doing.
Yeah, and Cody Heinzman for the last 5 laps has actually been consistently pulling faster lap times than our race leader, which is what got him to the back bumper. Now, the air is a little dirtier, right? He's right on that back bumper. He's got to find a way to get around that 99 by taking it down low, and he is doing it right now. Cody Heinzman looking for the race lead as he tries to pull in side by side with the 99. He's got the side by side, and he's got the race lead. Cody Heinzman back to the front.
Carroll just not able to defend him off, but right here, right there on the back bumper of the 51, just trying to fill that mirror up of the 51, try to force a mistake out of him. Going to see if he can turn underneath him here to the dog leg, just not able to make it stick.
Heinzman has got it figured out. I mean, look, he doesn't have a huge gap on the 99, but if he can keep pulling laps just like that, you give him about 5 laps and he's going to have 3-car separation. Last time by, Heinzman ran a 28.74. Chris Carroll ran a 28.99. That is
Carroll almost wrecked at the dog leg there.
Oh man, forget 5 laps. It's happened now. A little mistake out of Chris Carroll. The rear end of that thing got all kinds of jumbled up. And Carroll's bringing it down pit road. He says, no more. Give me what I got, and we're going to go back out and try and win this one.
Going to try to short pit him here. Will the 99 take tires? Remember, you told me a while ago we're not taking any more tires, but he just had a moment there. I just don't think you can afford to take tires under green here.
Yeah, I
unless it's 2 tires just because you're taking a splash of fuel. But man, oh man, Chris, we see it week in and week out. This car is so unpredictable.
Cody Heinzman coming down pit road. Heinzman will not let Chris Carroll try what he is trying.
That tells me that's a 4-tire stop for the 99. Now, will a 51 follow suit? I believe they will.
With 30 laps to go, yeah, absolutely. If you would run that tank down, then sure, no tires would be the proper call. With 37 laps to go, all right, let's take some tires. Let's see what we can do.
I do think we are going to have some drivers stay out and stretch us out and plan on not taking tires. If I'm TBB, I'm going to be monitoring lap times the best I can, or just monitoring the gap between himself, Cody Heinzman, and Chris Carroll. And then it just comes down to playing chess. Do you pit and take tires, or do you pit and do a quick little splash of fuel, get on pit road, get off?
MFRD right now, 1, 2, 3. The Butcher, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. The Soul Stealer, Brian Dees, and Captain Save Fuel, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Your top 3.
Almost every... Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, what a nice position to find yourself in, surrounded by teammates.
Absolutely. But week in, week out, when I type up the power rankings, there's 3 drivers that I almost highlight like clockwork that I think can win a race this season. And that's your 3 running in the top 3 right now. And all 3 of them are currently winless this season. But I truly think any one of them can win any given week. TBB, man, front and center right now, out front in the 10. It's going to take a strategy call for him, though, I do believe. I think it's got to be strategy because the 51's just been too fast tonight, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to take something. Right now, Cody Heinzman running a little bit under 1 second per lap faster than our race leader.
1 full second on a mile track. That's insane.
It's 27 laps. That's what it is. It's 27 laps. If he can keep that pace, Heinzman will catch the race leader in 26 laps.
Now, is that to get back on the lead lap for Heinzman, or is that for position?
That's to be on the back bumper. Then he's got to pass. Corey Sherman on pit road. So these guys kind of force their hands, right?
Absolutely.
They saw the leaders come down, and they have no choice. They have to do the same.
EBB down. Brian Dees is down. That's going to give the lead over to Captain Save Some Fuel, the 41 of Kilroe.
Now here's the kicker. Every lap you stay out, you're actually losing ground. Look who's right behind. Look who's right behind our race leader.
For Cody Heinzman. I believe that's going to put Heinzman back on the lead lap.
It sure does. Heinzman right now being scored in 8th spot.
Also note, Chris Carroll tried to pit before Heinzman to try to jump him in the running order, right? Well, as you can see, Heinzman had a great pit stop, able to be out in front of Carroll, and now he's out in front of Carroll by a few cars.
A lot of that, remember, let's go back before that pit stop happened for the 99. He got sideways. He lost a ton of time on track, and it shows up here. This is exactly where it's showing up, as Chris Carroll is now back on the lead lap, but man, did he have to work to get there. And the 51, I mean, gone. Cody Heinzman right now being scored 4th spot. Yes, sir.
What's the call here for Kilroe? I don't know what to do here with the times the way they are.
All right, so right now we got 29 laps to go. 29 for Dalton Kilroe. I know he doesn't have the fuel.
Maybe, right?
Well, no, I'm certain he doesn't have the fuel. Last
Okay.
time he was on pit road was lap 119. So, look, you can do it one of two ways. You can hope and pray there's a caution and just keep running until you absolutely have to come out, which may be the strategy call now, since I think it may be too late to do anything else. I guess that's going to be the strategy. Right now, you're putting it in every other driver's hands that there's going to be a caution. Otherwise, you're going to come down with like 5 or 6 to go for a 6-second stop, plus the amount of time it takes to get up and down pit road, which is about 36 seconds, 37 seconds, something like that. So you'd be on pit road for about 40 some odd seconds. And in that time, you lose the race lead.
Yep. I'm very much conflicted here. If I was Dalton, I don't know what I want right now. If you get a caution, you know you're going to trap a few people a lap down, but a lot of those cars will get the wave around.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, they won't either, because Chris Carroll, Cody Heinzman already pit.
Yeah,
so they're not
they
going to
don't
pit
even
again.
need it.
So you are just, if you get a caution, there's a lot of cars trapped a lap down. You're going to have 6 on the lead lap, 7 if you count Lucky Dog. So if I'm Kilrow, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to see that yellow flag, although it's going to take me maybe out of the lead for the time being. I'll have some fresher tires than everybody else.
Well, the nice thing is you're still going to end up probably with a top 10, right?
Yep.
But, oh, man. Yeah, he's forced into it. He doesn't have a choice. It's been taken out of his hands. Dalton Kilrow now is a slave to this race. The way it breaks down will determine how he finishes. There's no way he's saving fuel. He's still running low 29-second lap times. Tough call it being.
I'm still overthinking what he needs to do here, and I couldn't tell you the right call. I don't know what call I would make if I'm in that car. So I'm curious to see here.
A couple other drivers in that same camp. Philip Van Vliet, Ryan Zimmerman, they're in that same camp. Those two drivers haven't come down since lap 119, just like Dalton Kilrow.
I can tell you, I've done numerous races with Brian Zimmerman and Dalton Kilrow. Zimmerman don't get talked about as much with the fuel saving, but I've called countless short track races on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays due to fuel strategy called by him. I have this inkling the 28's going to try to make it on fuel.
Well,
when did he pit? Because mine's all messed up.
Knowing that you were going to say that, last time he was on pit road was lap 119. Last time by, our race leader ran a 29.19. Ryan Zimmerman ran a 29.07. He, too, not saving fuel.
Man.
Our top 3 drivers,
Kilrow,
Zimmerman, and Philip Van Vliet. Of the 3, Van Vliet consistently running lap times a half a second slower. He could be saving fuel, but it's not going to be enough.
Oh, I'm on board. Van Vliet is definitely saving some fuel. Hardcore save, actually. He's keeping it in 5th gear, keeping the RPMs low. Whereas everybody else I'm watching, they're in 4th.
Well, let's hop in and see. Oh, yeah.
Let me check Kilrow. I think Van Vliet, if he's not trying to make it, which, I mean, that's a lot of laps to make it. What is it, 70 laps, basically?
Well,
69 laps?
It doesn't matter now. He may as well just run full speed. And I'll tell you
Cody's
why.
already passed him.
Cody Heinzman's already passed him.
Yep. Uh-oh, something happened to 99. He just came over the radio and said, come on, man. I don't see nothing, though. I don't know what happened. This is interesting here. Now, can Cody, he is what, I think, let me check my scoring time. And he is 16 seconds behind Kilrow. It was 27, I believe you said earlier.
Yep.
And that wasn't that many laps ago. Mark Arthur pitting this time. He's down. But now Mark was already a lap down.
Yep. So Mark right now going to be pitting out of the 12th spot. Has already lost one position to Larry Bell. Now Rick Thompson.
I think the 12 out-strategized himself tonight whenever he double stint or triple stinted. I think that kind of put him behind the 8-ball, and he was not able ever really to climb up out of that hole. Didn't get the cautions at the right time for him to utilize those tires.
Yeah, that's correct. So it is Dalton Kilrow, Brian Zimmerman, Cody Heinzman, your top three. Chris Carroll made it back up to 4th spot, but he's 2 seconds behind Cody Heinzman.
69 laps on a fuel tank. I don't know. I feel like Dalton surprised us a lot before, but now that gap that I said 16 seconds don't matter because the yellow's out.
Caution out on the track.
I can't help you on this one. I have no idea.
66 is all torn up in the front. Fred Thompson may have been involved as well. We'll go back and check it out. Oh, Fred Thompson had a problem, got into the wall, came across the nose of the 66. He had no place to go. So that one started with Fred Thompson.
A big moment for Fred there, too. Just came back across the track. Nothing he could do. He's on the binders, but
tried to get out of the way.
he slowed it way down, but that transition, when it switched over to the flat on the apron, it just completely upset that car. Just unloaded the chassis completely.
Well, Dalton Kilrow, Brian Zimmerman, Austin Edstrom, Phil Van Vliet, all on pit road.
But look who that gives the race lead to.
A lot of drivers are going to opt to go around the pace car and rejoin the tail end of the lead lap. With 15 laps to go, here we are under caution at Phoenix.
Chris Carroll trying to play a little games and shit there, trying to fake some drivers down pit road. I think one or two bid on it, it looked like. Now, they may have been wanting to pit regardless.
Yeah, you're talking about Rick Thompson, Eric Vaughn. Both of those drivers last time on pit road, 137, so they were due.
I tell you what, you don't realize how much you use the pit counter and pit lap until you don't have it and you can't have it. You don't realize how much you actually do use that. I'm glad you still got the info. I guess where I backed out and came back, it just says zero for me.
Yeah, it will not. Tracks at live time, so.
Yeah, and it's not even like telling me when they go down pit road or nothing, like how it grays out their name. Just peek behind the curtain here, folks. We're just talking randomly here under caution, but SDK probs, first world problems.
Yeah, and then I had a scratch on my shoulder, so I decided I was going to use my my headphones. Turn the volume right down. I couldn't hear a word you said.
That's awesome. It wasn't important anyway. Yo, Chris, I think now is a great time as we have about 13 laps to go. You're closing in on 10 laps to go, Mark. After the flag, about 5 minutes after we conclude here tonight. And I'm expecting a banger of a night on After the Flag. Check this out right here on True Sim Productions.
Well, you say it, I'll play it.
You're a poet, I didn't know it. Shout out to the governor. I believe he made that course. If I'm not mistaken. Gotta give him the updated version. That one says coming soon on one of them I saw. This one right here you're playing is awesome. I love it. I can't never tell him that, right? Don't want to tell him I like it, but
I already did. Pace car's off. We're getting ready to go.
just do me a favor and write him and tell him you really don't like it.
All
Please,
right.
if you don't. All right, thank you.
We'll do.
All right, it's going to be a shootout here. What driver's going to have the momentum after race one of the playoffs? Cody Heinzman trying to go back-to-back. Won the regular season finale. Going to try to win the first race of the playoffs. Green flag's out in there.
Green flag waves. Cody Heinzman on the inside, able to do what he's done all night from the inside. Starting spot. He keeps the race lead. Moves up in front of Chris Carroll. Carroll trying to track him down. Dylan Banks sits in the third spot. Behind him, it is Brian Dees and Dalton Kilroe shuffling back and forth for top four. It is on right now. The 17 dives below the 48 of Banks. Soul Steero looking to reap one from the inside. Not able to do it. Banks holds on.
That's Kilroe going to the top side of the track. I'm hearing carnage in the middle of the pack. I think they kept it going straight. They did indeed.
Not sure who it was. Saw him get up into the wall out of my peripheral vision.
Whoever's dead last right now, but I couldn't tell you who it is.
10 laps to go here at Phoenix.
It was Dustin Ping, by the way, but he looks good. Good little battle going on right here for the, I believe, the third place spot, or no, excuse me, 12th place spot. But it's lap down cars Corey's around. That's the only problem for him, but they were 3 wide for a moment. Mark Arthur got through there.
Oh, got the 16. Blunt goes around.
Right in front of 3, hard contact.
No. Corey Sherman gets chewed up and spit out here at Pocono. Oh, man. And that car's done. It's getting towed. Oh, man. Corey Sherman had worked his way up. The 76 gets into the back of the 16. And the 3 just had no place to go. You can see he tried driving off, and that car just would not stay on the track, wouldn't turn. It's done. From nothing that he did, Corey Sherman gets knocked out of the first race of the championship.
That's a heartbreaker right there, because he was not excited about Sonoma in 2 weeks being in this round of the playoffs. Also want to note, we know RT76, he's in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I just have to imagine he's going to the back of the field now, right? So he just lost a lot of valuable points here.
Yeah, stuff that you can't afford. I mean, you just can't afford to do that sort of thing. You have to be perfect in the championship.
And also,
run.
you know, I don't care to call a spade a spade. I heard them drivers, they were chirping each other a little bit. That was something we're not used to here, right? We don't hear a lot of controversy normally between drivers, but as they are still going back and forth. This is awesome. I love it. I hope they both join after the flag. May make it mandatory. They got to show up.
That is not a good start. Both Shermans have been eliminated from the race. And I got to get back on live before we go back under the green. Man, oh man. Corey and Amanda wasting no time leaving TeamSpeak. After that incident, they were gone.
That really does suck for Corey. because he didn't have a great night going, right? Had a rough night, but was still going to salvage a good, decent little points night.
Yeah, it looked like he was probably on pace to finish top 10.
Right, he had a top 10 right there in front of him. And normally we normally would say, well, Corey was too aggressive, right? Or something like that, something to that effect. But this one right here, I mean, he legit had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
What are you going to do? You're going to turn left and make it spin? I mean,
right. He just had a disaster, dropped off on his front porch. Had nowhere he could do, nothing he could do about it. We've talked about these restarts out of 51 all night long. If I could be anybody right now other than the race leader, I don't want to be Chris Carroll either. I'd rather be Austin Edstrom behind our race leader when we go to fire him off here, because Heinzman has been on a roll when it comes to these restarts.
Yeah, he's just got it figured out. There's a little trick that he's employing, and I've seen it a couple of times, so I know.
Damn it, tell me the trick. I want to know it. I've been watching. What's the trick? What are we doing different here?
Nope, not going to do it.
Will you kill me off there?
Sure.
Okay, 10-4, that's good. I've jumped in cockpits and everything trying to figure this out. I just want to know for, like, myself.
Yep.
Future reference. Look at Cody trying to keep some heat in those tires. Get the marbles, the trash, whatnot, off them tires. Will this be the final restart of the night?
Boy, I don't know. That's the question. I really don't know the answer to it.
Carroll has to be able to match pace right here on this restart. You already see the 51s is able to get going. But better start this time for the 99. A better start. Going to be able to get down, not have to battle Edstrom, I don't believe. But Edstrom's Mr. Excitement. He may try to drive it off in there. No, Kilrow will be the one on the high side.
Yeah, Kilrow right now is searching out a top 3. He's looking hard for it, but not on that top side. Not that time by. Gonna have to try and drop low underneath Edstrom. Those are teammates right there. Would he be willing to dump a teammate for a top 3?
Well, he would bump one on pit road to give him a penalty.
That's truth.
I'm just playing Austin if you watch this in the future.
Austin Edstrom down low. Now Chris Carroll's gonna have to fight. D's into the wall. It's a battle all around. 3 laps to go here at Phoenix.
Dees was able to keep it going straight, though, so that's going to allow these two up here to really battle it out. Carroll not giving any room on the inside there, as Edstrom had to get on the binder, stay off the 99. Meanwhile, while this is going on, the 51's just waving.
2 laps to go. 2 laps is the call from the flagman as the popsicle sticks go up in the air. 51 car, less than 2 miles, trying for a victory. Here comes the 41 on the outside, wall riding, keeping the momentum up. He's going to drop down to the inside, didn't have the road, couldn't do it, Dalton Kilrow.
Saw a miniature Hail Melon right then out of the 41. Now to the inside of the 87. 87's into the outside wall.
That could be everything for Dalton Kilrow. It is. He runs up into the top 3. Final lap, now gets tight. Here comes Edstrom again. Austin Edstrom looking to try and take it away from his teammate. Not going to be able to do it. Gets a little loose. Final corners for the 51. And the 41 gets into the 99 just a little bit. Austin Edstrom goes sideways. It's done. Cody Heinzman for number 6 in the first round here in the championship.
Back to back for the catch-up. Yep. I'll tell you what, that was the most exciting race ever for second on back. But first place, that 51 car had it sold up for most of the night. Although he did have some competition throughout the night, Cody Heinzman is the deserving race winner here.
The results up on screen: Cody Heinzman, Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilrow, Austin Edstrom, Brian Zimmerman, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, John Perkins, Philip Van Vliet, Brian Dees, and Gordon Larson Jr. all inside of the top 10. Then it's Larry Bell, Dylan Banks, Dustin Ping, Rick Thompson, Mark Arthur, Corey Sherman, even though he was wrecked out, ends 16th. Eric Blunt, 17th. Chris Berg, 18th.
Let's chat with some drivers. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we better. Give me 1 second here. We'll clear this up.
I can actually help you out here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I put him in the right spot. I put him in victory lane, but
Close
I can't help you out.
Enough. All right, well, we're going to start off by speaking to the driver that came in third spot here tonight, and what a time to start turning it on. It's the driver of the number 41 MFRD car, Dalton Kilroe. Dalton, it's Chris and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, bud, for a little while, I was questioning whether or not that 41 was going to be able to do it. Then you stayed out longer than just about anybody, and then we had a caution. And without that caution, I don't know that we'd be talking to you. But here you are, a third spot for the 41. It's got to feel really good after this season.
Yeah, it definitely does. Finally had a lucky caution that didn't involve me getting turned late. So I'll take it. I would have thought the fresh tires I had over Cody and Carroll would have helped a little bit better, but that just shows how quick those guys are. Even once the tires cooled off, they were able to just hold on. So it was pretty much just try to get a hole and see if the tires would stick, but they never really did. So it was just between me and Austin there for third, and was just able to hold them off.
All right, bud. Well, I'm hoping that you're going to stop in for after the flag afterwards. But until then, who do you have to thank on the 41?
Well, you already mentioned MFRD, but everybody else on the squad for showing up, at least attempting to start. Derek.
Bang, bang. He's watching.
I know he is. That's why I said it. I got to thank Ohio and Indiana Roofing. You guys for doing the broadcast for us. Savage Edge Apparel, Five Kings Motorsports, Blackhawk Motorsports, and Priority Auto, and everybody else that makes the league happen.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations once again on a third spot. We'll put you back down with the team so you can talk, and we'll get on to the next driver. That was the driver of the number 41, bringing it home, third spot here tonight. And Tanner, I believe you caught up with the number 99 car.
I have indeed. Mr. Chris Carroll, you're live in TSP's booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, sir.
Another strong run for the 99. A good way to start the playoffs, but I know you are a competitor. You want that win. Talk me through what you needed there at the end to get by that 51.
Well, he was beating me through the dog leg. I was losing about a half a car length every lap through the dog leg. And we were talking about it before we got in here. He was, I won't give away a secret, but he was doing something I wasn't through the dog leg. He could get lower, and he was gaining probably half a tenth a lap down there. And but I made a huge mistake tonight, Tanner. I didn't think he had another set of tires. I thought he used them up early, so I went the second to last run. I didn't save anything and got out there. And then he literally had another set, so I shouldn't have let him go, and I shouldn't have to push it so hard on that second to last run. So huge mistake out of me.
So, Chris, you're one of the front runners in this series, right? I mean, hell, at one point or most of the season, you had a 200-point lead over second. The strategy change here tonight. It's we took one set of tires away and we lowered the fuel. How did that change the race?
Well, I think quite a bit. I think we could have done different things to win that race with the extra set of tires. A few spots I could have taken them, but I mean, now you see how it works, Tanner, is we're all racing for points, the guys that are in the points deal.
Yep.
So that leaves the door open for all the other guys who just do kind of take a huge risk and risk finishing 15th to win. I don't like that they changed it halfway through the season. I think they should have kept it the way it was through the playoffs and changed it next year. But, it forces us to be pretty conservative up front if we're going to get our points, right? It definitely changes everything as far as what you do in a race and how you run the race.
Right on, right on. Well, Chris, I won't keep you much longer. Hopefully, you join us for After the Flag going live here in about 5 minutes. But until then, who we got to thank for the 99 car? Another podium finish for you.
Well, always got to thank you, Tannermar. Without you, I wouldn't have got into all this stuff and had the platforms I have to go out and race and have fun and watch it later. Always got to thank USA Firearms. Brian Zimmerman, he powers all our cars here, and he's the guy that's got me to a lot of good big races and a lot of big wins. So got to thank him. I always got to thank all my friends and family and all the sponsors in this series. I think my folks are watching out there, but all the sponsors in this series that give us a platform to race, and all the admins in the series too. It's you're babysitting 25 guys every week. It's never easy. So got to thank all you guys that work hard, and Chris and you in the booth and everybody that works hard on this deal.
All right on, buddy. Well, congratulations to you. I know Jake was upstairs probably loving it, seeing another strong finish for the 99. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
And that was the driver of the number 99, Chris Carroll, bringing it home in third spot. That's going to leave us with just one more driver to talk to, the eventual winner of tonight's race, the number 51 TNA driver, Cody Heinzman. Cody, it's Chris and Tanner up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I have never been so relieved to have a copy.
I'll tell you what, bud, it was I don't want to say it was an up and down night, but it was kind of, because of the strategies that were employed. You found yourself, well, at one point a lap down. One point you were at the tail end of the lead lap, and tell me about the strategies. What were you thinking through the race, and how were you going to eventually win this race?
Yeah, the strategy definitely was it was more prominent than expected going in, and with the changes they made with the fuel and the tires, like no matter what you did, you weren't going to avoid having to think about strategy, and it was just a decision of, were you going to go down plan A, plan B, plan C, and you got to think about all of that kind of stuff as well. So it was real tricky, but at the end of the day, I'm glad it worked out. In that last run, I was starting to sweat when that caution came out. Before that yellow did come out, where Dalton and Brian had stayed out, I had been glued to the relative in the standings, and I was tracking it lap by lap with how much they were saving in the older tires. I was gonna catch them based on the times I was doing if it had gone green. I just didn't know, maybe they were going to get to a point and just floor it and go. But I was feeling pretty good in that moment. The caution comes out, they get tires, and on that final restart, Dalton's in fourth with 4 fresh tires, and I'm like, well, I guess I played the wrong strategy tonight, and really thought he was just going to rock it by the 3 of us. But luckily, they were battling real hard behind me, and I was able to just kind of hold on and bring it home.
Yeah, I think if it was another 10 laps, you may have had a different outcome to this one, but the 51 holds on strong. Who do you have to thank?
Well, shout out to everyone over at TNA. It's been a blast racing with everyone there, so looking forward to future stuff as well. Shout out to everyone who makes the league go round around here. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure it is from watching, but I can tell you it's twice as much fun when you're in the car as well with these guys. So great race to everyone out there. Had some good battles, and shout out to my wife and grandparents who always watch this. And I'm looking forward to the next time I get to break out this new scheme. It's going to be my desert thing, so looking forward to Sonoma, see this car back on track again.
All right, Cody. Different schemes, different tracks. We've got just a handful more races, really. I mean, when it's all said and done, it's getting close to the end, Tanner. And Tanner's maybe already gone. I don't know. But hey, tune in. About 5 more minutes for After the Flag. We're going to be live right here again on True Sim Productions. We'll see you in about 5 minutes right here on True Sim Productions. All right, well, here we are after I don't know, after the first race of the Championship 16. Guys, it was everything we expected out of Phoenix.
Hard to pass for a lot of people. Hard to pass when you get up towards the front. You couldn't really pass. Strategy, though, I think the strategy was a hit. I really do. The less tires. We'll talk to the driver. I asked Chris. Carroll didn't like it in the interview.
Yeah.
But I think as the season goes, or as the playoff goes on, I think he will end up liking it. But most drivers have liked it.
I heard his interview too, right? And I mean, I guess he's right and he's wrong.
I get it. Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely. I get it.
So his philosophy goes for the playoffs in general, right? So, yes, all the playoff drivers are racing for points. Yes, that allows other drivers to do haymaker strategies and, let me just see if this works, right? But that's for everyone outside the playoffs, right? So once you're not in the playoffs anymore, you can do that anyway, right? With
Right.
any amount of tires, any amount of fuel. That's mentality of a lot of the drivers. I'm just going for wins now. So yes, he's right in a sense, but it would do that anyway.
Yeah. All right, well, let's unleash the hounds, get everybody in here, Tanner, and we're going to talk to them. We'll see what they say. Here they come.
Release the hounds.
All right,
Literally
well,
with Rick Thompson.
we'll get to that too. As the cameras fire up, here we go. This is
Oh, look at TBB.
Oh, I love that mustache, Philip. I have got so much more respect for you at this point.
You like that, do you?
Yeah, it's something.
You know what that means? It's gonna be a bad winter.
Oh, who's
gosh.
wearing a helmet?
That's gotta be Austin.
All right, Edson, we're gonna put you in timeout for a little bit, buddy. You just let us know when you're ready to come back.
Looks like he's already in timeout.
He had an episode with his dog earlier. That was something else.
An
Yeah,
episode
that
with
was
his
fun.
dog.
He had the wrong mic on, and his dogs were barking, and he hits the mute button on his actual mic, but it was his webcam mic.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
he
for some
mutes
reason.
his actual mic, and then just screams at the top of his lungs, "Shut the up!" at the dog. It worked for about 10 seconds, and they started
Yeah.
barking again.
And then the puppy, whenever I stayed out at the end of stage 2 on old tires, the puppy jumped on me whenever I was about 10th place going into turn 3 in the braking zone. I almost crashed.
All right. Well, talk about jumping ahead. Austin, you're in the first spot, so yeah, keep going.
Oh, yeah, the strategy almost played out perfect for me tonight. Just I didn't need that last yellow. If we didn't get that last yellow, didn't get the heat cycle, me and Dalton might have been able to run down Cody, but we had to try something different to even have an opportunity because he was so daggum fast. And that's what we tried. Just didn't work out.
You know, I called it
Dango.
after the race. I think another 10 laps is what you guys would have needed, because, and I don't know how the tire model works in this car because I've never driven it, but I know in other cars it takes a couple laps for the heat to build into those tires before they do a thing. By the time that happened, the race was pretty much done at that point. So
Yep.
That yellow. And I almost cleaned out Carroll. I couldn't on the restarts
Saw
going
that.
into 3.
We both
I could
almost
not-
did that.
I could not get on the brakes and it not lock up if I was on the inside of turn 3 on the first 2 laps of a restart. And I almost destroyed him just like I did Jamie at Richmond. So thankfully he either saw me coming or we just got lucky and missed. But it was a fun race.
all right, and you ended up finishing what, fourth?
Fourth. Good points tonight.
Good points tonight. That's really, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you guys are looking for. You're not going to win this, Mark. Turn it down. God dang, I shouldn't have to tell you that. You know
Oh,
He's
better.
so dumb. He's so dumb, bro.
No, it's
Well,
my
I'm-
headset.
He's
I'm
got it
missing a
turned up
race
so
next
loud,
round.
and I'm the one who's deaf in one ear.
Right.
Missing a race next
right.
round, so I had to take
Loud.
those bonus points in the first 2 stages. So thank Cody. Thank you, Cody, for pitting both times. I appreciate you, buddy. Giving me a chance in the round of 12.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get it on over to Cody Heinzman, who, look, tonight, Cody, you showed a tremendous amount of speed. It's obvious you worked on a couple of things. I saw one thing in particular, which was how you were restarting. I thought that was pretty clever. Tanner still doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I do, and so do you, I think. 51 brings it home first place here tonight. It's got to feel really good heading into this.
It
Feel the
does
beans.
to start the playoffs this way, but you know, I just got to thinking about a second ago. It'd feel a whole lot better if we had that whole Phoenix finale thing going right now, but we'll still take it. It was a lot of fun. I can't recall. It was probably hasn't been since Rockingham where I felt like I had the car on rails quite like that. You know, it's a slog every single week with the guys at the front here, week in, week out battling. So tonight it kind of caught me off guard, but I just got into a rhythm and I could not, like, that rhythm was not breaking, so it just worked out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of drivers that, you know, the car would kick out a little bit here or there, and never really saw that out of your car. So aside from the start and restart zone, where I very much know what you were doing and think it's ultra clever. Did I miss something? Did the car ever kind of deviate from what you were thinking it was going to do?
No, it stayed pretty in line with what I was expecting based on, you know, the laps I'd run in practice. I felt like where I had the biggest advantage as the run went on was exit of turn 2. I was exiting the corner so much lower than it felt like everyone around me was, and I felt like that paid off in the long run. And I was talking to Chris a little bit, to Carol post race, and he was telling me that every time we went down the front stretch, kind of at the tail end of it, he would lose like a tenth on me. And apparently it's because he wasn't shifting up into fifth. I'd shift up into fifth, right back down into fourth on entry, and I guess it was enough for about a tenth a lap. So,
yep, and that's pretty much what we saw.
What?
Dalton,
you were shifting into fifth?
Yeah, on entry and then right back down into fourth.
I was in fourth gear the whole daggone race.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was upshifting to fifth going into 1, and then downshifting all the way to third once I got into turn 3.
I was staying in fourth the rest of the lap.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Different.
That's probably why my rear tires were wearing just a little bit more than the front. But
yeah, you were using them up, man.
Anybody else notice?
Keep going, Dalton, because
I screwed up qualifying horribly.
Yeah, your qualifying effort was terrible.
My explanation for that, or my excuse, as Mark would probably call it, would be I went to go throw the first lap away. I tried to get heat in the tires to get it just have that little bit of extra grip for the second lap, and I entered really high into 3 coming to take the weight, and then coming out of turn 4, I'm like a tenth, no, not a tenth, like maybe a second, maybe like 1.2 seconds up on the 29.1 I turned, and I was still gaining coming out of the corner, and then just back end stepped out, and I got a 2x spun across the line. So there went that. But just was trying not to run into people tonight, but I guess I annoyed a certain 00 car, and I mean, shocker with me, I tend to annoy people even when I don't try to. So just glad I was able to have a lucky caution for once. Finish third.
Annoying me right now.
Yeah, shoe fits.
Yeah.
What happened?
Hey.
I didn't see anything happen from y'all.
In practice, I guess he was on a long run, and I didn't know he was on a long run, so I just did my normal corner entry, and then he was like parked because he was on such old tires,
Right.
and I locked it up to avoid him, and he kind of swerved and
That
wrecked.
pissed him off.
That
made
was
him mad?
one thing, and then under yellow, we were coming out of the pits. I didn't even know he was alongside me, and I just turned to get like away from the wall and not potentially risk getting one of those stupid unsafe exits.
Right.
And he was just right there.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
There.
Yeah.
And he comes up over the mic. Really, bro? That's the second time tonight. I was like,
Is that how it sounded?
yeah, that's
Okay.
just about exactly how it sounded.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
Pretty close.
Imitation there.
Good job. Good job.
So,
Anybody else
saw that
notice? Anybody else notice you can watch other people's Q laps now?
yeah,
That's the
cool.
first I heard about
Yeah.
it was tonight.
Yeah.
It is pretty
I like it.
cool. I like it.
That's been a long time coming. I don't know why we couldn't do that before. I'm happy
Yeah.
that they finally put it into service, because if you're one of the first guys out, it's pretty damn boring to sit there for 8 more
Right.
minutes and just do nothing.
But now, let me ask you before we go to Mark. If you're one of the fast guys, do you want to go out first and show people what to do during qualifying? You know, It's kind of a double-edged sword there.
I figure they already see what to do by the time practice is over and we've started practicing a qualifying run. So I mean, you could have that mindset, but I gave up on that a while ago. Even with like a good race run, like I can't just sandbag all the practice and expect to actually have practiced. You know what I mean? So people are gonna see what you're doing regardless. So you just gotta hope that after they see it, you're still better.
Now, one thing I'm wondering, did they put in a stipulation where you have to be done with your qualifying to where you can see everybody else, or can you just see everybody else? Because
No,
I only noticed after I was done with my laps that I could pull up somebody else's stuff. I didn't even try before.
No,
Could you watch people before? Could you watch people?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Good. Okay.
All right, Mark.
All right. Yeah, Mark, you're up. Stage 1 strategy, was it to fall back like you did?
It was.
Okay.
I just knew we was gonna have to at least double stint. So I said, well, I'm protecting my equipment and try not to wreck as normal. And I was just said, well, I'm gonna lay back because I'm a double stint. And then after I double stinted, it was keeping up good enough. I said, I don't think I'm gonna take tires this last time. I still wasn't slow, but what's his name had the bright idea to stay out. I don't know why he stayed out for 10 laps, and that's
Still upset with his ass over that bullshit.
That would be
that's Rick's favorite friend. That's his best friend, Rick. Chris Berg and Eric Blount.
He had 45 laps since he had pit, and I was like, why is he staying out? You know, but I don't. You got me. I don't get it. Guess he's trying to get some points, or I don't know, because it didn't really matter to him, but.
He's racing.
I guess he's trying to get that one.
Back out front, boys.
The one thing that's always been true, Mark, and I've heard you say it a million times, you'd never ask somebody to not race.
Yep.
No, that's right.
And that's what he was doing.
It sucks if it affects you negatively, right? It does suck, but
he was trying for the best finish that he could get.
He could have been doing it for a teammate. He could have been trying to trap people down and basically throwing his, because he's going to pit in 10 laps. He's going.
Right.
Yeah, he's going 2 laps down with that strategy.
Yeah, so maybe
he said, if I'm going 2 laps down, I'm taking y'all with me. Y'all go 2 laps with me.
Unless he gets a quick yellow and then he's trapped you and gets it.
That's what it looked like he was doing.
Right. Thank you, Taylor, for being rational. Taylor and Cody, thank you.
Yep.
Fucking Mark.
I was right behind that mess, so I'm like,
we're
had a hard time.
We're gonna get there. I promise. We got the right guy to talk to down in the corner there. But Mark, finish up your race. How did was the car handling decent for you tonight? Because honestly, it looked like when you were trying, you would move up.
Yeah, it was handling fine. I mean, I got loose a couple times and saved it, which I haven't been able to do before. Right, the car just snaps it to the wall.
A lot of saves tonight. A lot of saves.
Yeah, but
stamping on that brake pedal.
I finished the race. That's what I was shooting for. So.
Yep.
Did you say camping on the brake pedal?
Stamping.
Oh, I just said camping on the brake pedal. I was like, what?
Would have had a 0x. It wasn't for that MFRD penis tie.
I saw him running the back of you and then hit the wall himself.
Hey, he's like, I got loose. Yeah, after you hit me.
All right.
He left that part out of the team chat.
Oh, of course. Yeah, naturally, you got to.
I was like, I'm
Dutchman?
fast you clean. Ran it down, fast you clean, then you go in the next corner and try to bump and run me. What the heck?
Whenever Mark shuts up, Dutchman. What about you, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, hold on. The gas station attendant talked for like 30 minutes. I get a little time.
When have you ever known Mark to be the guy that's going to shut up?
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
When the ball's rolling, it just doesn't stop.
It's bigger and bigger.
Actually, I was glad to see the last caution because I was going to be short on fuel. So I was happy with that. But once again, stage racing, I hate it. So you see where I was at in the stages. I mean, where was I at the end of the race? So, and that's on top of racing with this. So I got a nice little gash right here with 5 stitches in it.
Yeah, that's my question. How'd that happen? What happened to that?
I was working on my street rod, and
was you working on it or it working on you?
Well, it worked on me because I was
Mark has his own opinion.
Yeah, I was test fitting engine into the engine compartment there, and it kind of slipped a little bit. And hey, I'm glad I had gloves on, and I still got that. So
wow,
yeah,
it could have been.
It could have been a lot worse.
Sorry, Phil, being interrupted. Yeah, well, what are we doing up here with all the gifts? I got this one guy. He's confused up there. And Dalton, that's a good looking fella right there. I don't know who that is, but
It's Sergio Perez.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm real happy with the eighth place finish. So I started 18th. So I mean,
Yeah,
stage racing, I hate it.
Making me hungry.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Where you at? Where you at?
Making
Where
you
you at?
hungry.
you were.
Well, I'm glad I helped you out there, Philip. I'm glad I
Yeah,
helped you out.
thank you.
That's one TNA guy you helped. We're gonna get there too, but I even forget where the hell I was going, so I'm not gonna. How about it, TBB?
I mean, pretty clean night for me. I just kicking myself once again because if I would have just stayed out and ran it dry, and had I known the caution was going to come out, would have been where Dalton was. But still, given the fact I started the playoffs with no playoff points and they come away with good stage points, 0x, leading laps, and the P6. I mean, at a track I'm usually not that great at, I can't complain too much.
All right. You were up front a good portion of the night. You were in top 10, good portion of the night. It was a good run for you, bud.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that's going to go a long way. Like the rest of your season, you've just been consistently there towards the top, and you've had a great season. Really, you have.
TBB.
Yes, sir.
Who started on the pole for the 1995 Pepsi 400 or whatever it's called? 1995 Pepsi 400. Who started on the pole?
Why now? God.
All right, who won the 1995 Pepsi 400?
Pretty sure it was Jeff Gordon.
All right, I hate you with a passion. Who started on the pole? TBB, tell me. You know who started on the pole?
It wasn't Sterling Marlin, was it?
It wasn't Sterling Marlin. I'll give you one more guess, and we'll gotta go.
It wasn't Dale, was it?
It was Dale.
Okay.
I don't know how he does it.
It was one of those guys.
He actually qualified good for once.
Yeah.
He did. He was on the pole position, probably from that's the 400, so it wouldn't be speed weeks or nothing like that. So yeah,
he does have one 500 pole. It was 96, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, qualifying wasn't his forte.
Before we go on, I have to do this. You guys won't hear it, but the chat will.
Are you farting?
Nah.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at?
All right, well, why he's doing that? 2001 first Martinsville race. Who won it? 2001 first
Martinsville race. Dale Jarrett.
2001 Martinsville race.
Why do you do this to me?
Good touch, Chris. I liked it.
Thanks,
Who'd you say? TBB? The 2001 Virginia 500. Who won?
Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, Dale Jarrett won. Who started on the pole?
I want to say Gordon.
It's Jeff Gordon, bro. I hate him. I hate him. You're right. Jeff Gordon. Good job. All right, Rick. Talk to you tonight.
Corey, I'm not seeing anything yet. Are they like direct messages?
What's happening?
I think he's just making fun of the fact you have so many notifications.
Yeah, I think just about every server you're in has a little red dot.
That's all right. That's fine. RT76. Come on, Rick. Let's get it on. Don't
crazy.
Oh my God.
What?
Pricks, all from barking like a dog to I don't know what was going on tonight.
I was all right. I mean, I started out fine and I made a choice to go after stage points at the end of stage 2, which kept me down. And then I got stuck a lap down, and a yellow came out. And a dumbass who decided he needed to stay out on 45 lap old tires and 9 laps worth of fuel left decided he needed to stay out, for whatever reason, I guess so that you guys would say his name once during the broadcast. And, that basically annoyed me at that point. But then when we got to the end, I had a chance to race for the lucky dog. And he decided he wanted to start racing me like a, like a dick. And so I was like, all right, you want to race me that way? I'm going to race you back that way. And so at one point, I think Philip and most everybody that was around at that point kind of could understand what I was doing because they could see how I was racing at that moment. And so I appreciated a little bit of a wide berth that Philip gave me to get up there. And I gave him a little love tap on the back. And when I gave him the love tap, the first one was very intentional. The second one was not.
Easy, Ray. Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't get yourself in trouble.
No, the first one I gave him a tap, and he didn't wreck on the first one. Like I hit him in the ass and on a spot where, he wasn't gonna wreck from where
I ended up with 0x anyway. So for the race,
Yeah.
so, it was all good.
And then the second hit when he decided to hit his brake at a, very odd spot in the track is where he got his butt spun.
Yeah.
Corey
And
Sherman
then-
was the real victim in that, though.
Yeah,
Sherman,
I saw that later, and I'm sorry that Corey and Amanda, whoever, I think a couple people got caught up in it. I'm sorry for that because I wasn't trying to take those people out. But yeah, I was like, and then as the moment that I hit him, he gets on there and goes, "Oh, I hope you get a penalty for that." And I was like, "Well, no shit, I'm gonna get a penalty. I just hit you in the ass.
That was my
What
thought.
do
I was
you
like-
think is going to happen, stupid?" And so then he comes on there and he's just, waiting and waiting. And then after they call it out, he decides he's going to make another smart ass remark. So I was like, why don't you just keep on barking over there, shithead? So I was like, that's what I was doing that because I was like, why don't you just keep on mouthing off over there, you piece of crap?
So long story short, stay away
Yeah,
from
you really
Rick
feel.
next week.
Yeah.
RT76, I need you to be in a pedigree car next week. Like dog food, something dog related. For real, something dog food related. That would be great. I lost it in the booth when I heard him bark. I had to actually go back and listen to it because y'all turned down. I was like, wait, what'd he say? And I went back like, he barked at him, dude. He was barking at him.
That's all I heard. I was like, all you're doing is barking. You're like a little noisy little freaking annoying
that's
dog
all,
over
to
there
be
in the
fair, that's
corner.
all MFRD heard all night from Austin's dogs. So
Yeah, that's true. I had my wrong camera, or I had my wrong microphone. It was like my voice was coming through my PlayStation controller that's hooked up to my
Oh
computer
my God.
instead of my mic, and I didn't get to change it until like 50 laps to go.
yeah,
It was
he
not good.
sounded like he was on the other side of the house from his mic. It was
TBB.
fun.
Taylor,
Hi.
1987, Bristol.
Oh, see, I didn't even wreck him. Corey's the one who actually hit him. I just put him sideways.
The 1987 Bush 500, Taylor.
Oh, is that the night? Oh, I can't remember that one right now.
I can't tell you that. I don't know if it's night or day, honestly. Actually, it was night, August 22nd.
I know Earnhardt won the spring one. Why you do this to me right now?
Who won the night race?
He's trying so hard to catch you.
I've
off
never
guard
stumped him.
once.
I've never stumped him ever. Ever.
Earnhardt didn't sweep it that year, did he?
He did sweep it that year.
Okay. I mean, I couldn't think of anybody else.
I can't stand him, bro.
Taylor, how old are you, dude?
You had
I'll
too
be
long to
29
Google that
next
one.
month.
And you know all the stuff from that long ago?
Yes, he does.
Dude, you could ask him probably who won the Masters in 1947, and he'd probably know it.
Yeah, that one's stretching it.
Nah, he ain't gay.
Easy.
That's crazy, dude.
All right, Lagoon, what we got?
We're
We'll
gonna
do rapid
wrap.
fire?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna wrap. So
Oh.
rapid fire. Top left-hand side of the screen. Austin, close us up.
Good race. Looking forward to Homestead. Homestead's great. Cannot wait for Homestead. That's going to be fantastic, especially with the new rules. Got to be a lot of
Rabbit.
weird strategy with that.
I'm just playing. All right, Cody Hounsman.
Really looking forward to Sonoma in 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm not.
Said nobody ever. Kilrow.
That's interesting.
Glad we're out of Phoenix so that track can burn.
I agree.
Technically,
Mark.
it already burns.
I'm really looking forward to Sonoma in 2 weeks. But this car sucks.
Lone Dutchman.
Had to
Lone
happen.
Dutchman. Captain
Trying to
Mustache.
figure out what I'm going to do about next week since I'm supposed to be in South Carolina.
You take your whole rig with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out a way, I guess.
I've done it. I sadly can say I've done it.
Tell
Yep.
South Carolina they gotta wait.
I can't do that.
Priorities.
Grandkids, can't make them wait.
Well, then enjoy it, Philip. Enjoy it, brother.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way though.
Tanner.
TDB?
No, Tanner. I'm gonna give you one.
The strategy, I like the strategy difference there at the end. I don't know who had tires, who didn't at the end of it when it was all said and done, but I think it was a hit.
TBB.
I haven't ran Homestead in the next gen, so I hope it's as good as what I think it will.
It's not.
I feel like ever how good it is in any other car, just divide that by 2, and be by half
Only
as
2.
good.
Still
Or
better
be
than
by
most other
half as
tracks.
good.
With an
It will be.
Depends on who you are, apparently, because Heinzman's up there giggling to himself right now. Rick Thompson.
The pit bull.
Send us home, brother.
Yeah, I was actually very happy with the old tires where everybody had to run around on old stuff. I felt like it made for good racing, honestly, and I was having fun to be honest most of the night until the 16
You know what?
decided to not make me happy anymore.
I thought at
But
first
yeah.
he was saying. I thought Rick at first was saying he liked the old strategy better. I was getting
No,
ready.
I like the
You
new
gonna put
strategy.
shit here, bro.
No, I
got you.
what happened. I
Right.
like how the
Turn
race
your
played
camera
out
on
tonight.
so we can see the anger in your face.
I don't have my camera on my.
We
computer.
don't
You
need
look like that one emoji.
I had to
from
take
it
the
to
work.
Freaking,
I'm gonna take it to
what
work.
movie?
I had to take it to work for a real estate thing.
Sounds
Speaking
like
of work, sell that house, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I
sell
know,
that
right?
house.
Yeah,
Nothing better
everybody,
than a
everybody
nice
hope.
commission.
Give me some good vibes. I got a house I just am getting.
Don't advertise.
Yeah. Oh
Good.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Good
Oh
luck.
my God.
Right.
Might find out.
252-612-2000.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I couldn't remember it, dog. Good job. I wanted to. Lagoo.
252-612-2000.
There you go. If you like hurricanes or hate them, call Rick Thompson.
Yeah. Amen. There you go.
All right, Ed, you gotta stop, bro. Edstrom, you have got to knock it off up there, brother. I'm
It's free
sorry,
real
Lagoo.
estate.
All right, go Lagoo.
Good race. A lot of fun to call. I am interested in Sonoma, and I'm telling you boys right now, if you don't normally do good on a road course, but you're in the top 16 and you're vying for a championship, you start practicing in about 2 minutes because it is going to eat you up. This one could decide the championship that early on. All right. Yep. Hey, that is going to be it from us live here on True Sim Productions, and we're out. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Robert sitting here seeing how close I can throw my vape without